everybody. Oh, I'm so sorry. I got lost in editing. I was trying to get stuff ready for you guys. Oh, I hope you feel better. I love that. That's just awesome. You're amazing. Hi, Brian. Good to see you guys. And Brian, thank you for being my first thumbs up for the night. Hi, Shane. Great to see you, sweetie. Much love. Yes, we are here. And guess what? I grabbed one of Billy's favorites to make up for me being late. We're gonna have some gratuitous kitty time, right? Yes. Oh, and the dog's here too, of course. Hi, Bubba. Oh my goodness. Hi, great to see you. I'm so happy to have you here tonight. I just saw a Robert. Robert is what? Robert is here in the Malie. Hi, Robert. Hi. Oh my goodness. Hi there. Come on, Earl. Hey, Earl. Earl. You know you want it. And you know Ava wants it. Ava's like right here. I'm on the big screen. I'm famous now. Oh my gosh. You are just amazing. Come on, Earl. No, Ava, go lay down. Ava, go lay down. This is not your time. Earl, come on, baby. Yeah, you smell that. Billy was here, but he's mad at me because he thinks I didn't feed him. But really, I just wanted to get him to come over here. I did say hi to you. I did. I always say hi to you. Maybe not just it's maybe not the actual words hi, how ya doing, Philip Heels, but I always say hi in my way, right? See, even Earl says hi. Earl's telling you, yeah. You just don't know, man. You're always in my heart. I don't think I know that song. It's not, you know how when you read a song, it like instantly the music pops in your head, and it's not doing that for me. Hi, thank you so much, Catherine. Good to have you here tonight. Hi, Tim. Banana in pajamas. Oh my goodness, I felt so silly. My neighbor and I went to Quick Trip, and I needed to get bananas. And I asked her how you say bananas in Spanish, and she goes, banana. Okay. Robert, turn those hearing aids up. I love Philip and you. I know. Lawyer Kitty objects. Tech Kitty abstains. My goodness, what's wrong with these kitties? The dog, however, the dog's all for it. I will have to look it up. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I will have to look that up. Platano? That's banana? I would, that sounds more like plantain. That's not fair because a plantain isn't a banana. Platano. But what, okay, this sounds silly, but what version of Spanish is that? Because there is a difference between Mexican Spanish, Spain Spanish, Colombian Spanish. Because, I mean, she's from Colombia. So could it be that they say banana where she's from? Maybe? I don't know. I'm just guessing. Hi, Linda. Good to have you here, honey. Yes, howdy to all. Absolutely. See, Philip, everybody says hi to you. You're like a statue in the April Searing chat, the Insomniac chat. You're always there. Yep. Immovable. Hi, Holly, honey. Happy to have you. Okay. Whew. Now I feel better because I was like, okay, am I crazy? Did I misunderstand her? What did I do wrong? Because, the misunderstanding thing, it happens. We have so much fun with that, though. We really, really do. Yes. Yeah, she's Colombian. My aunt actually is Colombian as well, and my aunt was trying to teach me how to speak Colombian, or how to speak Spanish. My bad. But yeah, she was trying to teach me how to speak Spanish, and that was I wasn't able to get it with her either. I have tried so many methods, but honestly, I am learning more Spanish with my neighbor than I have ever learned through any program or anything. And it's not even like, it's not even through trying. It's just because, it's the immersion thing. It's the instant immersion thing. Like, I have to communicate to her somewhat in Spanish because through the translator and stuff, it's not always very clear. And there are some words I know. And I want her to know that I'm putting an effort towards her language because she's putting an effort towards mine. So, yeah, like we, every once in a while, I'll get stuck on a word and the translator, just won't get it. Same thing happens with her. And then we have to like play charades to figure out what each other's saying. It's great. It's such a wonderful thing. Okay. Somebody forgot the night meds. Or no, morning meds. You guys. You guys are something else. Oh, I love you guys. Yeah. Yeah, and it's been so long since I've practiced, but I still know some words. And she even said, she's like, I am surprised at how many words you know. Because when she was coming over, she's kind of a little scared of my dog. And when she was coming over, this was, now she's fine with the dog, sort of, but at first she definitely wasn't. I didn't have my phone on me, and so I went, La perra es en la jaula. I know I did not say that right, but she's like, I understand. It was just enough to but I know a few words here and there, and that was the dog is in the kennel, as you know, best April can do with that in the moment. There's days I really should. That's Tim's medicine. I love avocados. Oh my goodness, I love avocados. They are so delicious. During the summertime, one of my favorite rituals is feeding the squirrels. And did you know that avocado is one of the squirrel's favorite foods? They tear into that shit, and I will cut one avocado in half, and then the other one I'll like cut it into quarters and stuff, and they love the pit. And so the squirrels that come up to me, they'll get a chunk of avocado, and then I'll put a couple up on my railing along with all the peanuts, and I'll sit there and I'll eat peanuts and avocado. I love avocado. Oh, and there's this dip that I invented with avocado, apple cider vinegar, some sugar, salt, tomato, onion, garlic. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'll have to make it and then like officially put the recipe in Discord or something, because it is so flippin' delicious, and it never comes out exactly the same because everything is kind of willy-nilly into the bowl. So that's why I said I have to make it to remember all what's in it, but it's so good. that very well may be the case for me. Hi, Paula. Good to see you. You don't like avocado, I take it. Oh my gosh. I again have no idea what you're talking about. I'm assuming it's a song, like a kid's song or something, or maybe a kid's book or poem. And everybody else seems to know it. But I feel like I'm lacking something here. Oh my goodness. We would never be able to have lunch dates together. That's not fair. No, we'll have to eat something else. We'll just pick something else to eat. It was a show? A show? Okay. I gotta move the cat food. Hold up. Now y'all done it. You done it now. Oh, and it's not even pajamas, it's pie-jamas. Oh, we ain't doing no 35 minutes of that. Let me see. Is there a quick clip somewhere? Okay, here we go. Pink Wish Fairy. No, that's 22 minutes. Okay, Wish Fairies. Here we go. We're not even going to get through this. I know it. Hold up. Hold up. Share. I can do this. Pajamas are coming down the stairs. Bananas what in the pajamas hell are you guys coming down in pairs. What? Bananas in pajamas are chasing teddy bears.
'cause the Tuesdays they all try
Okay.
to catch them on the rail.
I turned the music off in case it copyright strikes me, which it might anyways now, but that is very interesting. I have never seen it. Oh wait, I think the song must be
Oh,
over.
Morgan, it's not just your mug. It belongs to all of us. We have to share it.
You used it at dinner last night, Amy.
Certainly
Yes,
not what I
and
was
Morgan
expecting.
used it at breakfast time, so now it's my turn.
Thank
I'll
you.
give it back to you at lunchtime, Morgan.
You promise?
I promise.
What is this? Is this
Amy had
Australian?
decided that she was going to be a circus
Okay.
acrobat that
Okay,
day.
you answered me.
She drew herself a line in the sand, and that was going to be her tightrope.
Well, I don't want to offend the Australians.
We go.
Nothing, so I'm just gonna say this is lovely. This is beautiful. This is done. Okay, maybe if I was like, 2, I would love it. Ooh, the movie night has been officially established, and it will be much better than Bananas in Pajamas. We're gonna watch my favorite, and I really hope you all get to come. Yes. That's what I'm talking about right there. Oh my goodness. Everybody, stop for one moment. This person here, I know that name. This is Earl's first mommy. If it was not for this beautiful, wonderful soul of a person, we would not have Tech Kitty. So y'all give a big, big, much love welcome to Sandra. I'm so glad she joined the stream tonight. I'm so, so grateful every day for having met you. Because now I got my grandbaby. All right, should we play a clip? I don't have anything like super explosive tonight, but I do have some funny stuff. I do have a few things that made me go, what the heck happened? So this is just cute.
You're on people of the state of Michigan versus Philip Dennis Parks. Good afternoon. I'm Judge Chungan. If I may have an appearance, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeffrey Phantom on behalf of Mr. Parks. We'd waive formal reading and stand mute.
Good afternoon, sir. Would you state your name and your current address, please?
Philip Dennis Parks.
Okay, sir. So you understand you're charged with aggravated domestic violence. It's what we call a high misdemeanor. You could get sent to jail for up to a year. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, your attorney has entered a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Next, we will be setting something called a pretrial conference. That's where you will sit down with your attorney, and again, you'll discuss the merits of the case. Also, your attorney may discuss it with the prosecutor. There may or may not be a resolution at that stage by way of plea or otherwise. If not, sir, of course, you have your right to have a trial. All right, which can be heard by a judge or a jury, as Mr. Fanto has explained to you just a few minutes ago. So again, entered a plea of not guilty. He will be given assigned a pretrial date. All right, we're going to mail a pretrial date to you. The final matter before the court today is that of bond. Before I ask defense counsel if there's a bond recommendation, do we have anyone from Taylor PD that would like to offer a bond recommendation?
I don't believe so.
All right, it appears we don't have any OIC or anyone from Taylor PD at this time. Mr. Fanto, please.
Judge, Mr. Parks is employed at a packaging company in Southgate, has been for the last 8 months. He has no significant criminal history. He has no holds. He does have a place to go. It's his cousin's. He just didn't know the address off the top of his head. I indicated to him he would need to provide that within 24 hours of his release. I explained that part of the bond conditions would be no contact with the alleged victim in this matter. I went over what no contact meant. He understands that. He understands he can do an officer assist to get some personal items, but otherwise no contact with the premises as well. I request a personal bond in this matter.
All right, so Mr. Parks, your attorney's requested a personal bond with a no contact provision. No contact means just what it says. So you can't have any contact directly with the complaining witness, that being one Chiquita Angelina Cowlies. So that means in person, by phone, text, email, any way, shape, or form. Nor can you have anyone have any contact on your behalf. If that appears to be the case to the court?
Well, due to the no contact order, I'm going to say his bags.
Your bond's going to be revoked, then you're going to be sitting in Wayne County Jail. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay, now, so you have personal belongings at 11195 Beechwood Court in Taylor?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
It's
Gotta
going to be
create an
up
account.
to you to contact Taylor PD to provide for a one-time escort where you'll be able to go over and retrieve some personal belongings. Now, understand, we're not talking about, ooh, I bought that TV or whose iron this is. No, if you have some personal clothes, do you need any tools or anything like that? Or are we just talking clothing, sir?
No, it's keys, some tools, some clothes, and a vehicle.
And a vehicle. Is this your vehicle?
Yes, it is.
Is her name on it?
They're supposed
No,
to
it's
be
not.
here.
No, it's not. Not at all,
Okay.
Your Honor.
All right, what kind of tools are you talking about?
Stuff that I need for work.
Well, what kind of stuff do you need for work?
There's a box cutter that I need for cutting paper. There's gloves. There's what
Nope,
else?
the other kind.
There's bottles that I need.
What kind of bottles do you need for work?
Well, water. They're water bottles. They're just water bottles. So I really don't need them. They're just water bottles.
Well, then you're not gonna
I just-
get those,
Okay, I understand.
all right?
I understand.
So,
No, it's
Let
just,
me
it's just, I need my keys, I need my clothes, and I need my vehicle.
all right, let's limit it
That
to
is it.
that. You
That
can
is
get
it.
another box cutter at work, all right? They'll give
Yes.
you a water bottle or you buy a bottle of water. So we're
Yes.
talking about keys, personal clothing, and your vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Just
Yes, Your Honor.
those, right?
Just
Okay,
those,
just
Your Honor.
Just as long as we understand each other. So given that representation, I will release you on a personal bond with those conditions.
Billy.
Do you have any other questions at this time, sir, for either me or Mr. Fanto?
No, I don't, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. All right, and again, it's up to you to provide that address at which you'll be staying. You gotta do that within 24 hours. Understood, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
I told you we were gonna have fun tonight, even though I don't have anything explosive. I still got fun. And y'all are gonna love this. We're going back to Clallam County.
Yeah. Oh, there's your advisor rights, yeah. Can you hear us yet, Mr. Murphy?
I can. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Okay, so I have on the Macedonio, it says shoplifting, but why does it, it's a Forks case, isn't it? Is it really? Okay. So we don't actually, so let me just ask you something, Ms. Macedonio. Am I saying your name somewhat correctly? Okay. What is a good mailing address for you? What's a good telephone number for you? Well, Madam Clerk, we're going to have to set her over. I don't have any problems. So what we're going to do with you, I can't find probable cause on your shoplift. We're going to put you over 2 weeks. Now, is it easy for you to get to Forks? Do you have her drive up here? Yeah. Okay. Are you her driver?
I am. Sometimes.
I'm waiting for the police report to get filed. So there's nothing we can do today except what is 2 weeks from today? Oh, we're going to go ahead and put you on the 20th, November 20th at 1:30. So if you can get back here, that'd be great. And then we'll figure out about attorney and all that kind of stuff. Okay. All right. Thank you. And you can keep that. We'll need it when you come back.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Where are we going now? Doherty, are you there? There you go.
Yep.
He's on mute. Hi, Jesse Doherty. So where'd we leave off with Doherty? I gotta look at Jabs here to see where we left off with you. EC found in February. Oh, did we issue? Yeah, we issued a warrant, didn't we? Yes, sir. Doherty, what's a good address for you right now? Yeah, we were working with a Shoreline address. You don't live there anymore, I guess, do you?
No.
Well, you missed a court date. Did you know you missed a court date?
Yep.
Okay, well, we forfeited that $1,000. We forfeited the bail that was posted. Now, did I ever appoint him an attorney or not? That's where I'm looking on this thing.
Give it a chance, guys.
I have my notes that
It just started.
Wegner was going to appear. That was back in February, and then Mr. Kressel may have been appointed.
Okay, so Mr. Doherty, my clerk just wants to make sure on that address. Do you have an apartment number? Is that the complete mailing address that you just gave us?
That's the complete.
Okay, and do you have a telephone number? Are you working these days?
So, Your Honor, I just went through a treatment at ABHS in Port Angeles, and now I'm at Exchange Recovery Sober Living in Vancouver, and I'm just starting to applying for jobs.
Okay, how long have you been in Vancouver?
60 days. So I have 85 days clean today.
Oh, okay, 85 days clean. That's great. So you currently don't have a paycheck, do you?
Nope.
All right, we're going to have to point Clallam Public Defenders on this. So what happened when you, I don't know who it was that lost $1,000. Did they, was that a girlfriend or a parent or a brother who lost $1,000? Was that you?
It was a family friend, so I got to reach out to him.
Well, now you owe him some money. But anyway, so Mr. Murphy, obviously, Mr. Doherty has had problems showing up for court. What do you think is proper conditions of release for the time being?
Well, so Mr. Doherty, didn't appear back in June, and the court noted the FTA and gave him another chance, and then he didn't show up in July. So I'd ask the court to maintain the bail. He was given an opportunity at maintaining the bail that he posted, and that wasn't enough to get him to show up to court. The warrant was enough to get his attention to show up by Zoom. But I would ask the court to maintain the bail that was set.
Well, obviously he hasn't posted that. You don't have $2,500, do you, Doherty?
No.
Did you hear when the judge was like, well, now you owe him some money? Ha! I'm sorry. I know it's awful of me. But that tickled my heart. It did. I love that judge. I do. He's so sarcastic and so petty. It's so funny. But good on this guy for being sober. I will give him props for that. He's like, what did he say? 65 or 85 days sober? Very proud of him for that. But dude, show up to your court hearings.
So what the prosecutor is saying is you haven't been a good bet so far. We let you post a bail before and you didn't show up for court, so then we forfeited the bail amount, and then probably you missed your court date, I'm guessing, when you were using, so it sounds like you prioritized using ahead of getting to court. So the prosecutor believes you're a flight risk, that we can't trust you to show up for court. You see the point there?
Yeah.
Okay, so
he's kind of right.
So the question that I have here is, I'm going to need you to talk to your attorney, and I'm going to need you to show up for court. Now, you got 85 days clean, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to quash the warrant for now, not because I'm stupid, but because I don't want to drag you up from Vancouver and put you in Forks jail, which is our next step. Our next step is you're going to get your next 30 to 60 days clean in the Forks jail. We have a treatment center here. We call it the Judge Hannafy Treatment Facility. It's in our jail. So we're going to put you back on the calendar for the 27th. Am I reading that calendar right, Melissa? The 27th work. We're going to put you back on for the 27th. You are going to contact Clallam Public Defenders in Port Angeles. You're going to let them know you're going to let them know what your contact information is, and that you want to set up an appointment with Mr. Kressel. In other words, you need to set up an appointment. You're going to be back here on the 27th at 9:30. Excuse me, what time? Oh, it's a Forks case.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
It is, I thought it was a state case. 9:30. That's okay. You're going to be here at 9:30 on the 27th. You're going to be here early. I want to look up at my little Hollywood Squares boxes on Zoom and see a Doherty early. Because the prosecutor's argument is a sound argument that you're not to be trusted yet. So we need you here on the 27th on time. And you will have made contact with Clallam Public Defenders by then. And we don't want any more
I did not think the gremlins were as cute as I thought the Mogwais were. Those were the cute ones, the puffy little cute ones. Gremlins are what they turned in after you fed them after midnight. Silly.
court dates. You got 85 days clean, so you're off to a good start now. Then now your new resolution is to not miss court, not be late for court. How about that?
Yes, sir. Will happen.
Okay. We'll see you here on the 27th at 9:30. All right?
Thank you. All right. See you then.
Thank you. You too. Calahoo. Oh, Calahoo. What'd you miss court for? Don't look so sad.
Well,
What's going on?
I went, my sister, she went up north. She was down here, but she went up north because we're half Canadian. And she took her 12-year-old son because she went to treatment up there. She got out of treatment. She took her son up there, my nephew from here, and she got.
Aha, I caught the mute. I caught it. Don't you all start with me. First off, hi, Ralph and Cassie Francis, and thank you so much. I do have my PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App in the description, well, in the About section on the channel page. And then in the description of every video except for this one, but I'll add it later, I have it as well. I threw this one together on my phone because I was editing and lost track of time and I was late. Yeah, and oh, I see the chat's already gotcha as far as explaining it too, but I don't. I don't want it to seem like I'm begging, though. You know, I've explained it before, but I don't want people to look at me like I'm, you know, grifting like Chili or Serio or something like that. I don't want people to be like, oh, that April Searing's always begging for money, because I don't want to be seen like that. They'll monetize me eventually. Until then, you know, I don't know. It's a lose-lose situation, whether I have to explain it, but for me, like putting a crawler across would just be going too far, because that would be up like the whole video, and I don't really want that. But anyways, I'm gonna put play again. And she said she's half Canadian, and so she has to go up north. That tickled me as well. I like that. Yeah. I need to get Ava up here with her puppy eyes. Do you know some sorry, sad doggy that needs some treats?
Hit by a drunk driver, and she got brain damage. She's in the hospital, and I went up north and I got my nephew.
Oh my God.
And I missed court because I was picking him up.
Okay.
That's
So
awful.
The biggest issue of the day is, where can we get mail to you?
Yeah, I wasn't here.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I know.
You said Port Angeles, CQ.
You know, you make CQ seem so far away. We've had some trouble getting you here, seems like. Why is CQ so far away? You're like on CQ time.
Eva?
No, I was
Now
I'm
you
sorry,
can eat
Miss
the
Clerk,
kitty
I'm at the end of my whole thing here, and so I would have been here had I not had to go get errands.
Well, right. And I'll tell you what about me, because I'm an old man. I really hate to issue warrants on driving while licensed suspended thirds. It's just, I really hate doing that. So you could put both of us at ease if you could show up for court and go get a license. Wouldn't that be simple? And there's the doctor's office anyway. I will not mess with you financially if you figure out how to get a license. I'm going to help you so that you don't have to waste a lot of money. I'm good at that because I know how much people struggle with stuff. So when's the last time you thought about getting a license?
I have some money saved up to pay off my fines and hopefully get the license. So
Now, have you actually talked to anybody about how that works? Somebody like my clerk who's an expert on this?
I think so. I got a call. I got a call. There's something that you look up on the computer, right?
Yeah.
Computer. You
So
go on the computer.
you're not an expert yet. You need to get to expert level. Are you working right now?
Well, the breakwater just closed October 29th, so I'm on unemployment.
Okay.
But I have like, so now I have 4 young guys. 3 of them are my sons. One's my nephew at home. that I take care of.
You guys, so we're gonna appoint common public defenders to represent you, okay? Can you are smart enough to figure out how to do a Zoom meeting yet?
Mhm.
Okay, because you can always appear by Zoom. If you're actually, are you gonna be physically in CQ for the next month or 2 months? You gonna be around?
Yes,
Because it probably wouldn't hurt to come back on the 27th in person. What do you think?
yeah, I'll be here in person.
Okay,
Your Honor.
yeah.
You want her to clear her Superior Court warrant?
Oh, does she have a Superior Court? I didn't get that far. Did you know you had another warrant?
Did not know that.
Well, my clerk's not trying to hurt your feelings. She's just being honest. Oh, so Clallam District Court 2. Where's the Superior Court warrant? I'm not seeing that. Oh, the second page.
Why am I discussing?
You're on discus. I just show the Forks warrants.
Mhm.
The Superior Court's
How
not
much is
showing.
that one gonna cost?
What's that?
How much is that gonna cost?
Well, I don't know. Can you tell?
Again, it's just case number 23, so this year.
Hmm.
This is in June of this year.
All right.
Maybe Mr. Murphy can.
Mr. Murphy, you're not looking at Callahoo, are you?
No, Your Honor, but I can.
I don't see a Superior Court warrant on Jabs, but Melissa's picking up a Superior Court warrant somewhere in here on discus.
Thank you for loving that many
I would like to
babies.
clear that up.
Oh,
Yeah, I see a Superior Court warrant, but I'm not sure if it's active. Let me pull it up in on base.
good job. It says issue date. Oh, I am seeing part of it. It doesn't show up in red, but it shows October 11th. So it just got issued, I think. I missed that because it's not showing up in red. It's a 23 case. I can't tell what it is, this 23 case. Isn't that weird? Because the 23 case is not showing up on Jabs at all. I wouldn't have caught that if it wasn't for you, because it's not showing up here.
Okay, Your Honor, I got it pulled up and on base. I had to close it and restart it. Let's see, bench warrant October 11th. And let
I
me
got
see
it
the
on there.
information.
It's on the list.
Yeah, looks like there's Judge Erickson issued a warrant October 11th.
Erickson, right.
Yeah, Judge Erickson, $10,000.
Well,
Hit and run, accident, injury, driving license suspended third, ignition interlock device violation.
right. So, here's what we're gonna do from the Forks point of view. All I really need is for you to get to court on time and not forget about us.
Okay.
Because if you forget about us, then I'm gonna put, well, no, I'm not trying to threaten you, it's not my point. Then if you miss Forks court dates again, we're gonna do $2,500 cash per cause number. So it's gonna be $5,000 to get out of Forks jail. We're not doing that today. We're quashing your warrant so that you can get to Port Angeles and maybe call the public defender or somebody or an attorney. Wouldn't hurt to call the public defender's office and see what you can find out.
Call Krista. I'm going into Port Angeles today. I'll just
Right,
go into his
right.
office.
So I don't want you stressing
That was my
about this
confusion.
one. We'll work with you unless you don't show up for court.
Okay, so are we quashing all warrants today?
We're just quashing these two in Forks. It's the only ones I know about.
There's not one.
There's one in Superior Court, which I have no jurisdiction over.
Oh,
That's gonna be your headache. You're gonna figure that out. You're free to leave here today, but I don't know what's gonna happen in Superior Court in Port Angeles. But I can tell you that you're gonna come back here in person on the 27th unless you happen to be in custody. I want you back here on the 27th.
is there any chance, like, can I go to that courtroom today in
Yeah.
Port Angeles?
Right. You
And
just
ask
need
them
to-
how to quash
Yeah,
that?
well, yes. I mean, you need to let the clerks know that you learned about the warrant today and you would like to address the warrant, okay? So, because we can't do anything about that from our court. We don't set their calendar.
Mhm.
So you need to let them know that you would like to address that.
Okay.
So, but I
It's
want you
gonna
to,
cost money, huh?
I don't know. You won't know until you call and say, I would like to please address that warrant that I found out about today.
Okay, I'll call them as soon as I leave here.
Right. but I want you back here physically in person on the 27th. Did we say this is a Forks case or a state case? Okay, we want you back here the 27th at 1:30.
Okay,
If you're not here, I'm gonna assume you're in custody and issue another warrant for you, okay?
okay. This is November 27th?
Yes, yes. I know you got your hands full, but don't forget about us. Don't make me issue a warrant
I
for you.
won't, at 1:30?
Yes, ma'am.
Got it.
Well, we will help you on this end if you work with us.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go and see what I can do about the one in Port Angeles.
That's a good
today.
idea. That's good thinking.
Sure. Okay.
See you on
Liking,
27th,
subscribing,
okay?
and commenting is a
I
huge
know,
help.
I know.
And I love
Like I
you.
say, we'll help you if you work with us.
The Forks jails, Your Honor, I believe that's the first one.
Oh, that's Pimentel. Can you hear me, Pimentel?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I
Now
heard
the
about
fun
this
meeting.
ticket. I haven't read it yet. It's 30519. Must have been from. Yeah, it says 11/7. Forks Correctional Facility. And we got the injuries. On this other Pimentel matter, did we already appoint common public defenders?
Yes, Your Honor, I think Mr. Carson's on.
Okay, so I found, Ms. Pimentel, I found probable cause for a 4th-degree assault, the maximum punishment, 364 days in jail, $5,000 fine. I see that you've already signed your advice of rights, and I'm gonna assume that you know about that, including you have the right to an attorney. So, we're gonna appoint Mr. Cressel's office, Clallam Public Defenders, to represent you. So now you got a lawyer on 2 things, and given that you've got a pending case and there was an assault in the jail, today I'm gonna set bond bail. You gotta post $5,000 to get out, okay? So you're not getting out of jail unless you got $5,000 cash. So that's the bail amount that you gotta post. You can't have any contact with Ms. Shale. I'm sure the jail is taking care of that part, but you're not allowed to make contact with Ms. Shale for any reason. Now, we're gonna see you Monday. Monday is not a holiday, is it?
No, it's Monday, 1:30, she has 2 other cases.
Right, we're gonna see you Monday at 1:30 with all your cases, okay?
Okay.
All right. Found probable cause, set bail, and appointed lawyers. That's all we can do today. All right. Who's this person in court? What's your last name?
Well, she's just.
Oh, you're just here to watch. Oh, okay. Make-
First off, yes, Ralph, very sorry to hear that. I don't like putting people's personal business up on the main screen, but I don't want you to think that I didn't see it and didn't care. So I just wanted to say that my heart is with you. And secondly, did y'all catch that? There's someone sitting in the gallery just to watch. Nothing else. I'm just here to watch. I thought that was cute. He's got another fan. Maybe they started out by watching the April Steering show, and then they're like, you know what? I got to see this in real life. I got to go see Clallam County.
Sure, I wasn't missing anything. Murphy's still here. We must have some state cases. I don't know.
I have
Stubbs.
Contreras. Martin Contreras was listed on for review.
Oh, yeah, you know what? And I already signed that furlough. Did you
Warrants
know this?
get
Did
quashed
you know
all
he
the
just
time.
graduated from treatment like
By
last
judges.
24 to 48 hours?
Right,
Yesterday.
Your Honor signed the furlough, and then he was supposed to report back. And I guess he showed up yesterday and was told to report back to jail.
Right. We signed the furlough that he can be released today, but we're putting him on Monday, yes?
He's already on Monday.
He's on Monday. So we told the jail they can let him go. He can come back here Monday, and I realize I didn't consult with you. I'm sorry about that, but I just thought he did show up for jail. He showed up with his paperwork, so he just better be here Monday is all I can say.
Okay, sounds good to me, Your Honor.
Well, thank you, Mr. Murphy, if that was what you were here for.
That was my last case.
Well, it's good to see you, and thanks for looking at court records with us. Melissa caught that thing that wasn't showing up on Jabs.
Oh, not a problem. It's kind of annoying because it's supposed to show up in red and it wasn't.
I know, I would not have seen that warrant. Wouldn't have thought about it. All right, you guys, thank you very much, Mr. Murphy.
Thanks, Judge. Have a good day.
So we're just waiting on in custodies?
Yeah, we've got 3 more that are all in custody, so I think we go there. Oh, you're a civil.
You don't need a break, do you?
No. Okay.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
I'm not
about the
wrong.
Civil, we're waiting to see if that petitioner shows up, aren't we?
Yeah, that's something.
Oh, I know, but,
I'm gonna say this is a jail, but I don't know for sure.
oh, in the city jail there, what's your last name?
Jail?
Right, okay, hang on a second, Shale.
Who? Who link?
Oh, that is 30083. We had a warrant served. So Ms. Shale, what's your best mailing address? Is that in Forks?
Yes.
Okay. You have a telephone number?
Yeah.
What is it, if you know it?
658,
If you don't know it, you can just report it in later, before you leave jail or,
Okay.
let somebody know. Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, why did she miss court? Hang on a second. I don't need to know from you, Michelle, right now. I'm just looking at something here. And of course, when you're trying to be quick, jabs is slow. You ever notice that? It's incredible. Here it goes. Nope. It's not gonna let me look. Well, I don't know about you. Jabs has really gone slow on me here. Yeah, I can't reach this page. I don't know why. So I just can't tell why she missed court on whatever day she missed court. That was the first appearance she didn't know about, right?
Yeah, she didn't show up for her first appearance.
Right. So what we have, Ms. Shale, is you didn't know that the court found or is now finding probable cause for a shoplift that occurred on 10/12. We tried to actually the judge, or excuse me, the police officer told you to be in court on 11/2. What was 11/2? Is it a work day?
It was a Thursday.
It was a Thursday, so anyway, we're gonna release you, Ms. Shale, because I don't think you've understood yet a court date, but anyway,
Okay.
what's your income situation? What are you doing for a paycheck, if anything?
I get per capita every month.
Okay, how much has per capita been a month lately?
Almost $1,000.
Okay, so we need to appoint, we're gonna have to appoint somebody different here. We're gonna appoint,
Conflict.
yeah, Julie St. Marie is where I was going. What's that?
That's your point.
Okay, how about Julie St. Marie? We're gonna appoint you a lawyer from Port Townsend because Clallam Public Defenders represents the party who allegedly assaulted you. So we have to appoint Julie St. Marie's office. Now, here's the big deal is if you don't show up for court on time, I gotta issue a warrant for you for a shoplift, which you don't want to go back. You don't want to go back to jail on a shoplift, do you?
No.
Okay, well, I found probable cause for a shoplift. I appointed Julie St. Marie to represent you. We're gonna bring you back here to court on the 27th for your arraignment.
Am I getting
November 27th.
released?
Yeah, you get released because I don't think you really understood that you had court, and I can't see your warrant history because Jabs isn't working for me right now.
Okay.
No, it's okay. I just need you to be here on the 27th at 1:30.
Okay, I can.
If you disappear, then I gotta issue a warrant for you. So
No, clowns don't do that. That's magicians.
I don't know if it's local internet or if it's the state internet, but I can't get Jabs. That's okay.
No, it's all internet. Mine's sucking too right now, Judge.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as last
So here's
night,
the
though.
deal. Here, Ms. Shale, is you have a history of warrants. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, so normally I would set $500 cash for you, but I'm going to trust that you're going to get back here on the 27th. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance right now.
Okay.
So Well, you know what that means. Since I'm trusting you, you have to pay me back and get here to court on time. I want you here on the 27th at 1:30.
I will.
Okay, because we'll set that bail at $1,000 cash if you're not here, so you need to be here. Okay, so we'll see you on the 27th at 1:30, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right,
She won't
thank
be
you.
judged.
Date and sign that.
Yeah, no, it's my fault.
You know
That
what, do you
one's my
remember what
fault.
our
That's my
petitioner
favorite.
looks like on the,
Oh, that's
on
my
what's his
fault.
name, civil
She said
petition?
email for me. She won't be responding.
Is that her, right? Is that you on the civil petition for, can't think of his name? Yeah, Stubbs. You here for the protection order on Stubbs?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna grant it because I assume you still need it or want it.
Yes, please.
Doesn't even ask why.
No, I know. So, but you know, you understand the problem is there's two problems. One is that, he's prohibited from trying to make contact with you. So like if he knocks on your door, or tries to call you, walking him down the street, I don't know. But you understand the problem. Plus we have the other problem, which is we never know what's going through his mind. So
If he does, it was a gift from the prisoners in the jail there. You know, toilet hooch. No, I draw the line there. I'll shut that Discord down. I will burn it with the flamethrower. You try putting that shit on there. Honey. That like minute that I did at the beginning of the stream, that was it. That is it. No more. I knew what you meant, love. No, because we don't have 13 days to watch that many movies out of order. Oh, this is the fun one, you guys. Just wait. This is the fun one. Pooh. Sorry. Not really. I cuss all the time. I just keep it as PG as I can around here. I let you guys do more of the cussing. No. Okay, guys, ready? This is the fun one.
when you feel threatened in any way, you need to call the police and they'll do whatever they got to do. Well, you know, if he comes, what's that? Were you going to say something too? No, I said, right. Yes. So anyway, we're going to sign the order. Now, what I don't know is what's a good period of time, like 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. Do you want to try to go with a 5-year order for no contact? Do you have any idea?
Sure.
Okay, let's just make that 5 years
I
for
didn't
the
even
heck of
think
it.
5-year orders existed.
Oh, sure, you're gonna make me do math. What is 5 years from now? 2028, 2028? We're gonna say 11/9/2028. It's a 5-year order, okay? And my clerk's gonna make a copy of that for you.
Orders
Do you need
existed.
time, Melissa? Do you wanna do that now or do you wanna wait?
We could wait. We're done with our last.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go through our in custodies first and make you a copy, okay? Okay. Who is that sitting in the jail? Is that Tarika? Tarika? Is that you, Tarika?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I should put on my glasses. Okay, you hang on a second. Tarika. Oh, by the way, while we're talking, what is the best address for you for mailing address, Ms. Bennett?
The shelter?
Okay, so you live in a shelter right now in Forks or where?
I have been. They're not very faithful in Port Angeles. They're not very faithful at giving me mail, so I believe
Right.
that's the reason why I'm here now, but.
Well, okay, but so you understand the problem though is if we can't get, now Jams is back. If we can't get you to court, then we gotta issue a warrant for you.
Well, if I would have, I will figure out some other way to be contacted.
Well, what we're gonna
That's what I
do,
have right now, and
well, what we're gonna do is you're gonna learn how to remember your court dates, so we don't have to keep doing
you know
this.
what? I resent that.
Well, you can resent it all you
I
want,
can't
but it's, e-
learn it because
Okay.
of disability. I'm
No, I understand. No, okay, you're not understanding me. You're either here in court or I issue a warrant for you. So instead of relying on, hang on. Instead of relying on people getting your mail to you or not, we're just gonna try to get you in court because it's a license case. And I don't wanna issue a warrant for a license case, okay? So, it's okay, I'm not trying to upset you. Now, here's the next question. Is do you have like a smartphone or a tablet or maybe at the shelter some way of appearing by Zoom?
Yes, I have a telephone. I can do that. And also I have a caseworker that can help me with that.
Right.
But yes, I do.
So, yes. So what I'm telling you is I'm willing to release you as long as I can figure out how to get you back here on court on the 27th. Is this a Forks case, isn't it?
Yeah, she missed her first appearance.
Oh, and she missed her first appearance. Let me just double check something here to Erica. November 9th, 2020. That's right.
Very minor charge.
What do you
I
know?
didn't even know until I went to go renew my license.
No, I know. I'm releasing you today because, you know, there's a couple things about it. I just want you to make sure you get back to court on time. On Zoom is fine. And I want you to kind of let me know what you're able to do with a license. You know, I don't know if you're ever going to get a driver's license or not, but you just can't drive without a license because then you're going to get stopped and get a ticket and all that. So we're trying to avoid all that. So I'm releasing. You do you have a license now, you say?
No, I already know what I have to do to get it back.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna appoint Clallam Public Defenders to represent you, okay? And your next court date is November 27th, which is a Monday. November 27th at 1:30, and you can appear by Zoom. You need to let, and I found probable cause for the driving while license suspended third. You need to let Clallam Public Defenders know. We're gonna give you that information, you know, contact information before you leave today, so you can call them. You need to let them know what your best mailing address is and a telephone number or message number if you've got it. And then you get back here on the 27th of November at 1:30 by Zoom. You'll have an attorney that'll be here for you. You need to be here, you know, by Zoom, but your attorney will be helping you with the case, and that's all you gotta do is show up for court on Zoom when we give you a date. That's it. How about that?
Even with my disability, I am pretty good at it, so I will do my best and have
Well,
help.
no, I wasn't questioning your intelligence. Let me know where I wanna let you know where I'm coming from on that. I really hate to issue warrants for driving while license suspended 3 cases because it's a colossal waste of time for the police to have to go pick people up, you know?
I agree.
So, and we don't want you in our jail over driving while license suspended. Really, what I want from you is to not drive without a license and to show up for court. That's it. That's all I want.
Everyone did.
This was a matter over, I stopped my SR22 on my license because I no longer was driving, and I got a court date issued to explain why, which I missed.
Right.
Because I didn't get it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I tell everybody with a driving license suspended third. We will work with you if you work with us. We're not gonna make your life hard for you.
I know that.
Okay, we'll see you on the 27th at 1:30, okay?
27th, 1:30. Thank you.
Thank you.
Blame the Chad
So we're
Holly.
looking for Alec
It's not
Reynolds, aren't we?
his need. It's not my fault.
Oh, well, what's an Alec Reynolds? Is he still on?
He's on criminal trespass.
Oh my goodness, I just have to take a pause just for a moment. And I'm not laughing. Okay. Before the entire world of LGBTQIA plus comes at me with baseball bats and you know, threats of harm, I am not laughing because she looks like a man. I am laughing because I'm not the only one that saw it and everybody was shocked by it. Okay? That's why I'm laughing. It was funny. Everybody's shock, awe, and surprise that was a female. Yes, her name was Erica. And I am sorry. Using the disability as an excuse for missing your court date, I did just come on. And then crying like that or attempting to cry like that. And she acted like a petulant child, folding her arms. Like, come on, you've got to be 50. Quit it now. Please. Oh, no. And I don't think anybody did, but the fact that I was cracking up, dying, laughing at you guys because of your surprise, the trans community especially would take great offense to that. They would think I was making fun of her for looking like a man, and that wasn't it at all. So I just wanted to clear that up from the start. So yeah. It is, yeah. I have no idea what she was. I have no idea what she was at all, other than obnoxious. That's the only word I can think of for her. Oh, do you really? Wait, what? Someone I know or in this chat had a loved one pass from. I don't know. Not off the top of my head, I don't know. It's very possible that it's been said and I've responded to it, but I don't know off the top of my head who that would have been. I'm really sorry. Yeah, that sounds about right. That is right. That's about right. Yeah, it is. I'm kind of irritated at that. Yeah. And that's absolutely true too. 100%. Well, I mean, you guys have seen my rainbow pride earrings that I make. I mean, for crying out loud. And my other daughter is a lesbian. That was the funniest day. She was here for lunch, and my then partner was talking about, when you gonna bring over a guy, when you gonna have a man in your life, kind of questions and stuff. And I started laughing, and he's like, "Boy, what's so funny?" I'm like, "She's a lesbian, dude. It's not gonna happen." Yeah, I have absolutely nothing wrong with the LGBTQIA plus community. I just didn't want them to think I was laughing only because she looks like a man. I was laughing at my chat's reaction to her looking like a man. Becky D, my love, is here. Yeah, getting old as hell. Yep. I do that all the time. All the flippin' time. Stand there with the refrigerator door open going, what did I come in here for? Only to realize that you were, looking for your glasses or something. I know I had the remote around here somewhere. What are these popsicles doing next to the remote? Yes. 100%. Yup. I know. Yeah, you guys kill me. You kill me. Oh my God, I love you guys. I've done that with my phone. I have one of those too. Oh my God, you guys are my people. Oh my God. Oh, it hurts. Oh God, it hurts. Oh, I need air. I'm laughing so hard, I'm crying. You guys, I can't stop. Oh my God. Oh, y'all are just funny. Oh. Oh my God, I'm purple. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I can't look at the chat. I can't look at it. I just can't. Oh my God, you guys. Oh, I freaking love you guys. Yeah. Is there something past belly laughing? Because I think I found that. Whatever that is. Oh my God, my nose is plugged now. My eyes, I'm crying. Oh my God, I'm laughing so hard. Oh, y'all threw me into a fit. Oh my God, I need to blow my nose now. Nope. I avoided that one. I'm sorry. Mine couldn't care less. She just wants me to open the other can of cat food. Oh, I'm going to have to. Yep. I'm going to have to, because I'm going to have to blow my nose. I have to. Yep. Because it's full. It is full. I'm gonna finish out this because there's like 2 minutes or less, and I'm not looking at chat.
All right.
I'm done with you.
I like Reynolds. Let me look. My Zoom, yeah, I'm just back up. Well, okay, what did we say? $1,000 bound, $200 cash. So we still have a warrant on him right now or not? I got served. I wonder who posted that $200 or whatever they posted. Somebody posted bail, didn't they, or not? No, okay. So we just maintain bail. How about that? Right. No, but if the bond hasn't been paid, then we'll just maintain it. And strike that.
Oh, this guy.
Does that finish our calendar so you can go make a copy?
Oh God, I thought it was over.
Who's that?
That's Alex Reynolds.
Oh, he's here.
Yeah.
Oh, I misunderstood. Mr. Reynolds, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What is a very, very, very good mailing address for you, Reynolds?
2550, 2422 Flower Way, or PO Box 2224.
Did you understand any of that?
PO Box 2224.
In Forks, yes.
Yeah.
So we've had trouble getting you to court, Reynolds.
Yeah, I actually forgot.
Well, you don't want to forget. So we're gonna go ahead and maintain the bail amount. Is it $200?
$200. $100 is a warrant fee, $100 cash.
Yeah, you'd have to pay the $100 warrant fee and the $200 cash to get out. So we're gonna maintain bail for you because we can't seem to find you. We're gonna, I guess, oh no, we're not gonna let you out yet. So we're gonna maintain Clallam Public Defenders as your lawyer, and we're gonna put him on for Monday. Are you gonna be able to post $200?
No.
Okay, well, we'll see you Monday at 1:30. Your attorney will be here. Is that it?
That's it. I'll get this young lady's signature.
So has Stubbs been in your neighborhood lately, like the last 5 days?
Yeah, the picture.
Oh. I didn't know where he was these days. But we see him a
Yeah,
lot.
I didn't feel bad about leaving his number on there because he didn't even know his number and he gave like 3 different ones. So, like, he had no idea what his own number was. Oh my God, you guys. Oh, you are the best. You guys all are the absolute best. That was like a 15-minute spree of nothing but me laughing. Yo, you're too much. You're too freaking much. Oh, I actually cut all of the addresses out. Every single one of them. I took the addresses out and the I only left in the phone number of the scary clown girl and then him, but I didn't even it was not even a real phone number. I mean, it had like 15 digits if it was. Oh my God, yes, I need air. I need air. Oh. Becky D, ain't they the best? Yup. Shush! No, it's not fair. Stop it. No. No. No, you guys are just quit it. This one, that got me. You can't even laugh normal. It's just sounding like a horse now. Oh, I gotta quit that. That's from lack of oxygen. That's not even me being tired. That's lack of oxygen. Oh. Jody, it wasn't good enough for you? Oh. Okay. Oh, what else do I have for you? This is why I love doing this. This is you guys. This is why I do this. Okay. Where did it go? Hold on. It's in here somewhere. Oh. Wait, isn't it? Hold on. Where did I put it? Probably next to the fucking icicles or popsicles. What folder would that have gone in? Oh, I think I know. There it is.
Yes, for court today, you've been charged with either a misdemeanor or a gross misdemeanor.
Okay, this is a place called Battleground. He explains it in the beginning. I don't know if it's Washington or Oregon, though. I think it might be Washington. But a couple of the people in the beginning, some live in Oregon, some live in Washington. Something it's like right on the edge of the two states. Yes, it will be potty break. I am going to hit play on this clip, and there are a couple interesting things. I left the arraignments in the beginning because they run out of prosecutors because of a bunch of youngins that decided to. You'll find out. They all have the same charges.
In the cities of Richfield, La Center, or
Thank you.
Battleground. These are criminal charges. When I call your name, I'm going to ask you to come up to the podium in front of me. I'm going to ask you your name and your date of birth, and we're going to talk about the charge that brings you in front of the court. Deborah Venatucci, good morning, ma'am. If I could have you state your name and date of birth, please, for the record.
Deborah Sue Venatucci, March 3rd, 1975.
Ms. Venatucci, you are making an appearance on a driving while suspended third-degree charge from March of 2019. Driving while suspended third degree, ma'am, is a simple misdemeanor. It's subject to 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. I have reviewed the associated police reports from March of 2019, and I have found probable cause. Because this is a criminal charge, ma'am, you have several important rights today, including the right to remain silent, the right to a speedy and public trial, and the right to an attorney. Would you like to be screened today, ma'am, for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm going to ask you some questions about your income to determine if you qualify.
Okay.
Do you receive any manner of state assistance at all?
I get TANF and I also get Social Security for disability.
Court's going to appoint Ms. Gaffney.
Thank you.
Ms. Gaffney is present with us here in the courtroom. Ms. Venatucci, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be entering a not guilty plea. We're going to be setting 2 future court dates for you.
Okay.
The first is what is called an attorney pretrial. That's going to be on the 29th of November 2023. That's a date that Ms. Gaffney is going to be able to appear to discuss your case. It's not a required court date for you.
Okay.
Your next mandatory court date, ma'am, is going to be on the 21st of December 2023. That is going to be at 10 o'clock in the morning. If you fail to appear at that time, a warrant for your arrest can be issued.
Okay.
Your release conditions, ma'am, are as follows: to violate no laws, notify the court of any change of address or phone number. You're not to drive without a valid license and insurance. I am releasing you at this time on your recognizance. This is a 4-year-old case. You choose not to come back again, I will issue a warrant for you and I will put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, I absolutely do. Yes. Thank you, Your Honor.
We need to expeditiously get this matter resolved.
We will.
That's why Ms. Gaffney is going to assist you through this, and we're going to see you back here on the 21st.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
Your Honor. Have a good day.
We're gonna be getting you some paperwork, Ms. Venatucci, at the desk by the door. Wait over there. Once you have your paperwork, you are free to go.
Have a good day, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Gaffney. Mr. Johnson, did you need any additional time to talk to Mr. Lusk?
We didn't have an opportunity to meet in person, in a non-contact room yesterday, but I didn't meet with them yesterday, so I don't think we need additional time to meet. I am just reviewing whether or not I have all the exhibits for the hearing of, so if Your Honor would not mind, I'd ask, Your Honor, follow the matter.
That's completely fine, no problem. Joel Foley, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Can I have you state your name and date of birth, please, for the record?
Joel Foley, March 5th, 2005.
Mr. Foley, you're before the court on a charge of reckless driving. Reckless driving, sir, is a gross misdemeanor in the state of Washington that's subject to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. It's also a charge that carries a mandatory license suspension and a type of insurance called SR-22. I've reviewed the associated police reports with your case. I have found what is called probable cause. Because this is a criminal charge, sir, you have several important rights today, including the right to remain silent, the right to a speedy and public trial, and the right to an attorney. Would you like to be screened today, sir, for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to ask you some questions about your income to determine if you qualify. Do you receive any manner of state assistance at all?
I do not.
Are you employed right now?
I am not.
Okay. I am going to find that you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Court will assign Ms. Gaffney. Ms. Gaffney's here. She's kind of in and out of court. I would like you to, if you do not connect with her directly, The same place you checked in for court this morning, there is a table. It has business cards on it on the left-hand side. Please get one of her business cards. Okay. Mr. Foley, at this time, we're going to be entering a plea of not guilty. I'm going to be assigning 2 future court dates to you. Ms. Gaffney, I've assigned you to Mr. Foley's case as well. This is Ms. Gaffney. Mr. Foley is charged with reckless driving. We've entered a not guilty plea. I'm assigning him court dates and release conditions.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Foley, I'm going to assign 2 court dates for you. The first is going to be the 29th of November, 2023. That's going to be a date that Ms. Gaffney is going to be able to appear to discuss your case with the city attorney. Your next mandatory court date, sir, is going to be on the 21st of December, 2023. And that is going to be at 10 o'clock in the morning. If you fail to appear at that time, a warrant for your arrest can be issued. Your release conditions, sir, are as follows: to violate no laws, notify the court of any change of address or phone number. You are not to drive without a valid license and insurance, and releasing you at this time on your recognizance. We're going to be getting you, sir, some documents over at the desk by the door. Once you have those documents, you are free to go. Please make sure you are staying in touch with your attorney as well. Okay.
They told me that you would, on that same traffic stop, received another ticket.
The infraction is what we'll call tracking, meaning it will follow along with your criminal case.
Okay.
Okay. So anything you need to talk about on the infraction case, you can also talk to Ms. Gaffney about. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Gaffney. Edward Paradis. Morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Can I have you state your name and date of birth, please, for the record?
Edward Paredes, November 7th, 2004.
Sir, you have 3 charges that are before the court. You have a City of Richfield theft from October 7th, 2023. Theft in the 3rd degree, sir, is a gross misdemeanor. It's subject to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. You have a October 14th theft in the 3rd degree, also from the City of Richfield. Again, also a gross misdemeanor, subject to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. You have a October 14th minor in possession charge, also a gross misdemeanor, also subject to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. I reviewed the associated police reports with all 3 of your cases. I have found what is called probable cause. Because these are criminal charges, sir, you have several important rights today, including the right to remain silent, the right to a speedy and public trial, and the right to an attorney. You have to be screened today, sir, for a court-appointed attorney.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to ask you some questions about your income to determine if you qualify. Okay. Do you receive any manner of state assistance at all?
Not right now, Your Honor.
Are you employed?
No.
Okay. I am going to find you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Court will assign.
Ms. Gaffney.
Okay. Court will assign Ms. Gaffney. Mr. Paradis, what we're going to be doing is entering not guilty pleas on all 3 of your charges right now. That preserves all of your rights and keeps all of your options open. I'm going to be assigning 2 future court dates for you. The first is going to be on the 29th of November, 2023. That is a date that Ms. Gaffney is going to appear to be able to discuss your case with the city attorney. It's not a required court date for you. Your next mandatory court date, sir, is going to be on the 21st of December, 2023 at 10 o'clock in the morning. It is a mandatory court date, meaning if you fail to appear at that time, a warrant for your arrest will be issued. Your release conditions, sir, are as follows. You are to violate no laws and notify the court of any change of address or phone number. You are not to consume or possess any alcohol, non-prescribed drugs, or controlled substance where it says where your case is pending. If I get any inclination that you are drinking during the time of your release, I will modify these conditions in a way that you won't like. You are not to have any contact with Rosar's stores. You are not to go there. You understand?
Yes.
If you go there, it's another criminal charge. So please respect the court's order. I am releasing you at this time on your recognizance. Ms. Gaffney is out in the hallway. She's talking to somebody else. I would advise you probably to go out. When she's finished, introduce yourself to her. She can give you some business cards. We're going to keep you running this morning, Ms. Gaffney. So Mr. Paradis, he is charged with MIP and 2 counts of theft in the 3rd degree. I've assigned him court dates and release conditions, including no contact with Rosar's stores.
Okay.
He's already been assigned future court dates. He's going to connect with you, though, today. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Paradis, over at the desk by the door. We're going to get you paperwork. Once you have your documents, talk to your attorney. You are free to go. Thank you, sir. Braden Bailey. Good morning. All right, so Mr. Bailey, you were charged originally with 4 charges. We have a October 7th, 2023 theft in the 3rd degree. That charge is what is called a gross misdemeanor. It's subject to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. We have a October 14th, 2023 theft in the 3rd degree. That is also a gross misdemeanor, also subject to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. We have a possession of cannabis charge from October 14th, 2023. I did not find probable cause for that based on the officer's statement, and the city attorney is dismissing that charge.
Yes, sir.
So I'm handing or signing off on a dismissal right now. It's being dismissed without prejudice, which means the city of Richfield can choose to refile that case. So it's not necessarily gone forever. It just means the information we have right now is not sufficient. Okay. Finally, there is a minor in possession charge from October 14th, 2023. Excuse me. Again, that is a gross misdemeanor. It is subject to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. So 3 of your 4 charges I did find probable cause on. Because these are criminal charges, sir, you have several important rights today. You've heard me tell a number of other people about them. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a speedy and public trial. You have the right to an attorney. Would you like to be screened, sir, for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to ask you the same questions you've heard me ask other people. Are you on any manner of state assistance at all?
No.
Okay. Are you employed right now? Where do you work?
Safeway.
Okay. Can you estimate about how much you are earning after taxes per month?
Probably like 1,300 or less.
Okay. It's a part-time job.
Yes.
Fair to say. Okay. I'm going to find you do qualify for a public defender.
Mr. Cheney.
Court's going to assign Greg Cheney. Now, Mr. Cheney is not here today.
He is. He's here this
Oh,
morning.
Mr. Cheney is here this morning. So Mr. Bailey, what we're going to be doing right now, sir, is entering not guilty pleas on your cases. That's going to preserve all of your rights on the 3 remaining cases. I'm going to be assigning 2 future court dates. The first is going to be on the 29th of November, 2023. That's a date that Mr. Cheney is going to be able to appear to discuss your case with the city attorney. It's not a required court date for you. Your next mandatory court date is going to be on the 28th of December, 2023. That's going to be at 10 o'clock in the morning. That is a mandatory court date, sir, meaning if you fail to appear at that time, a warrant for your arrest could be issued. The reason that the dates are different is that different attorneys are here on different days, just in case you're wondering.
Makes sense.
Mr. Cheney, this is Mr. Bailey. Not guilty pleas have been entered on 3 charges for Mr. Bailey. He's a co-defendant of the gentleman that Ms. Gaffney was just assigned.
Your Honor, I'll be handling I'll meet him today, but it'll be Ms. Ward who's handling this
Okay.
case subsequently moving forward.
Sounds good. I'll write that on here. So Mr. Cheney can assist you in getting, so Ms. Ward has business cards, I believe, that are over by the same place you checked in for court on the left-hand side. I would advise you to call Ms. Ward today. Your release conditions, sir, are to violate no laws, notify the court of any change of address or phone number, not to consume or possess any alcohol, non-prescribed drugs, or controlled substances while your case is pending. You are not to have any contact with Rosauer stores, so you're not to go to those stores. It can be a separate offense if you are caught in a Rosauer store. You're released at this time, sir, on your recognizance. Do you have any questions, Mr. Bailey, regarding the conditions the court has imposed at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. At the desk by the door, we're going to be getting you some documents. If you have any questions, Mr. Cheney can answer your questions, and make sure to get a card from Ms. Ward. Okay? Thank you, sir. Damian Winkler. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Can you state your name and date of birth, please, for the record?
Damian Winkler, October 1st, 2005.
Mr. Winkler, you're before the court on two charges, a charge of theft in the third degree from October 14th, 2023. That charge is a gross misdemeanor. It's subject to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. You're also charged with minor in possession from the same date, October 14th, 2023. That is also a gross misdemeanor subject to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. Because these are criminal charges, sir, you do have several important rights today. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a speedy and public trial, and you have the right to an attorney. You have to be screened today, sir, for a court-appointed attorney.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I didn't mention I did find probable cause for both of the charges. Are you employed right now, Mr. Winkler?
No, Your Honor.
You receive any manner of state assistance?
Yes.
Okay, what's the nature of the assistance?
It's Hannah.
Okay, I am gonna find you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney. We're gonna assign Mr. Campbell. Okay, court's gonna assign Brandon Campbell. Mr. Campbell is present with us today on Zoom. He's not in the physical courtroom today. So what we're gonna be doing, sir, is we're gonna be entering not guilty pleas to both charges. That's gonna preserve all of your rights. We're gonna schedule two future court dates. The first is gonna be on the 29th of November, 2023. That's a date that Mr. Campbell's gonna be able to appear to discuss your case with the city attorney. Your next mandatory court date, sir, is going to be on the 4th of January, 2024. And that's going to be at 10 o'clock in the morning. Since you're in school, and I believe that would be a school day, would you prefer two? No, actually, Mr. Campbell won't be here, so we're
I'm
gonna.
not in school anymore.
Oh, okay.
I
Got it.
graduated.
Okay, apologize. So at 10 a.m. on January 4th, 2024. Your release conditions, sir, are as follows. You're to violate no laws. You're to notify the court of any change of address or phone number. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol, non-prescribed drugs, or controlled substances while your case is pending. I'm going to be releasing you on your recognizance. You are not to have any contact with Rosar's stores while the case is pending. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Mr. Winkler, the same place that you went to check in for court this morning. So around the corner over here on the left-hand side, there is a desk. That desk has business cards on it. You can get a card for Mr. Campbell at that desk, okay? All right, so we're gonna be getting you some documents over by the door, sir. Once you have your paperwork, you are free to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Annie Jones. Hello, can I have you state your name and date of birth, please, for the record?
Annie Jones, May 20th, 2004.
You're before the court on two charges today. The first charge is a charge of theft in the third degree from the 14th of October, 2023. That charge is a gross misdemeanor. It's subject to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. I have reviewed the associated police reports and have found probable cause for that charge. The second charge is a minor in possession charge. That charge is also a gross misdemeanor, also subject to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine.
I see we've landed on the group of dumb kids who all have minor in possession charges of alcohol and theft charges, which I'm guessing the group of them went into a gas station or the I can't remember the name of the one that they're all banned from. All are banned from it. And they tried to steal beer or something like that, and they got caught. And so, yeah, so now they all have minor in possession charges plus the theft charges. And There's the lot of them is a little too large for the town because they run out of prosecutors for them. Oh, and by the way, it was 20 minutes. 20 minutes that y'all damn near killed me. I had to go back and look. And it was from like 18 minutes in to like 35 minutes was like the time frame. So no, that's not 20 minutes. But pretty darn close. Yeah, just too long. And that's not counting the stray laughs, that started that's just from the hyena hyperventilating kind of laugh. But there were some, stray trickle laughs, here and there leading up to that horrible event. Horribly beautiful event. Yeah, you guys are something else. I love you all.
Probable cause for that charge. Because these are criminal charges today, we have several
It's still
important rights,
death.
including the right to remain
You tried to kill
silent,
me.
right to a speedy and public trial, and the right to an attorney. You're to be screened today for a court-appointed attorney.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll ask you some questions about your income to determine if you qualify. Do you receive any manner of state assistance at all?
No, Your Honor.
Are you employed right now?
I'm in between jobs right now. I just quit my job, so I'm in between right now.
Understood. So no employment right now?
No employment right now.
Shocker.
So is your father with us in the courtroom?
Yes.
Why don't you come up real quick, sir?
So you quit your job to go rob gas stations of beer or booze.
We're just going to briefly
Smart
explain what's
kid.
going on. It'll make just slightly more sense.
Thank you, sir.
So I have 3 public defenders for the city, and I've assigned 1 co-defendant to each one. So we are certainly going to get a assigned attorney. It's going to probably take about a week to get another attorney assigned because I can't assign the same attorney for multiple people for the same charge, if that makes sense.
I didn't know that, but thank you.
So while I am finding you do qualify for an attorney, the court's going to be reaching out to you in a week, within the next week, and letting you know who the assigned attorney is going to be, along with their contact information. So I didn't want you to feel like you're being treated differently. It's simply a way the cases were stacked up, and I've assigned 1 to each person so far. Okay, just wanted to let you know what was going on, so it didn't seem strange. What that means though is I'm going to be assigning a court date, and I'm going to be hoping that that attorney is going to be available. We might need to shift it around a little bit, and our court staff is going to be really good about making sure that everyone is able to align with one another. Okay. So entering the not guilty plea, assigning 2 future court dates. The first is going to be again on the 29th of November, 2023 for the attorney pretrial. Again, not a required court date. It's again the date that the attorney will appear. I'm going to assign right now the readiness hearing for the 28th of December, and that's going to be at 10 o'clock in the morning. My thought is that it's going to be easier to have assigned counsel the week after Christmas than it is right before Christmas. So that's why I'm assigning it there. I have no other insight into that. Right now, release conditions are going to be to violate no laws, notify the court of any change of address or phone number, no consumption or possession of alcohol or non-prescribed drugs, and no contact with the Rosar stores. Any questions at all regarding conditions of release? Sorry that the attorney thing is confusing, but we will get that ironed out here very shortly, okay? We're gonna get some paperwork over by the door. Once you have your documents, you are free to go. I'm going to, if you don't mind, write a contact phone number on the form here, so our court can reach out to you and let you know whom you've been assigned to. So what would be the number we should use?
Give me your phone.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna note here, assigned counsel, and then to be determined, okay? And we'll get that worked out here, hopefully, within the next few days. So be looking for that call from the court. Our clerks are very communicative. They'll leave a voicemail message. So if you get a voicemail, just feel free to respond and we'll get you in touch with your counsel, okay? Paperwork's gonna be over by the door. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Mr. Johnson, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right.
Here for very last.
Mr. Lusk, can you hear me, sir? Mr. Lusk, can I ask you your name and date of birth, please? All right, we have no audio on Mr. Lusk. Carolyn, we need audio for the jail.
Yeah, I'm having to restart it, Your Honor, because it's not unmuting.
We'll come back to that one.
Sounds good, Your Honor.
No problem.
I'm muted now, Your Honor.
Okay. So Mr. Lusk, can you hear me now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Can I have you state your name and date of birth, please, for the record?
Vernon Scott Lusk, October 18th, 1967.
Mr. Lusk is before the court on a sentence compliance hearing. I'm just gonna put a quick record out for exactly what we're doing today. Mr. Lusk appeared physically in court last week with his attorney, Mr. Johnson. During the course of that court hearing, it became clear to the bench that Mr. Lusk had a new DUI allegation in Wasco County, Oregon. I did ask the city to provide police reports for the Wasco County incident. Before the end of the docket, I was provided a copy of that police report. I understand that Mr. Johnson was provided a copy of that police report.
Everybody send Jody
I did
some
review
warmth
that
and love.
police report in regards to the fact situation from an incident I'm believing
fire
right now is
starter.
in July, but I am reflecting on my memory from last week. Because of that incident, I had signed off on an order for deferred prosecution revocation. I will be the first to say that deferred prosecution revocation is not mandatory at this stage because that is a pending charge. That's not a conviction. So the first thing I'm going to be inquiring is whether or not we are going to be proceeding with a revocation hearing or entering a denial in regards to revocation.
True story, as it should be.
Well, Judge, with respect to the allegation or the basis of the new law violation.
I really hope I didn't scare you off, Sandra. You poor thing. She was over at my house today to visit Earl because she hasn't seen him since she gave him to us. And I just happened to mention my stream, and she's like, "Oh, I'm kind of into that stuff." And here she is. And the first time she shows up, it's gotta be one of those nights where y'all try to kill me.
And our hope would be to still object, or the plan position would be to continue to object to the revocation based on the new law violation. Reason being, this is the case that's pending. Mr. Lusk has a right to remain silent, presumption of innocence on those new charges. From my perspective, from my experience, it's very common to wait to proceed on revocation until the new law violation matter is resolved because of those constitutional important rights that he has as the cases are pending. And so as far as the allegation of the new law violations, we would be objecting to the revocation at this time. And so we're hoping to not proceed on the motion or the hearing until the new law violation matters were resolved.
Now, just to be very clear, because I don't want to put anyone in a constitutional
He's a dang
conundrum.
liar.
I think if the court proceeded, it would be on a consumption of alcohol basis. It would not be on the expectation that Mr. Lusk was admitting criminal behavior. Simply that the police report indicated alcohol consumption, by which the court on a preponderance standard can find that Mr. Lusk was consuming alcohol. So, and I just want to be clear that that would be how the proceeding would take place today if we were going forward with revocation.
And if that were, I guess, Your Honor's basis, then it would be then a violation of the deferred prosecution order, as well as possibly non-compliance with this treatment program. I think, and I'd have argument for that too. Again, general position and objection is to object to object to proceeding with the revocation hearing at this time, asking again to delay until after the resolution of his new criminal matters. Not asking to set it for an evidentiary hearing at this time, depending on the court's ruling. However, I would, as far as the alcohol consumption, I do have some argument on that component. We were in court previously on this matter back in August. We were here on July 27th. The court didn't have records from Lifeline at that time. We returned on August 10th, and there was a record from Lifeline where Mr. Lusk had self-reported that he had had a relapse and that he was commencing with intensive outpatient treatment at that time. That was again in August, I think, reflecting his treatment in in July. So at that point in time, he was again looking to proceed with intensive outpatient, was looking to really essentially go into a higher level of treatment than he was doing even in the stage 1 of deferred prosecution through a Lifeline. So at that time, the court had record of that consumption through the self-report. And what we continued him on with treatment to see a new status update as of October 19th. We had a hearing.
Let's just make sure that we're understanding. So if we're not going to be proceeding with the revocation hearing today, the only thing we'd be doing is, I suppose, be discussing conditions of his release. So because that's the only two things we can do today is a revocation hearing or not.
Well, and if your honor is allowing us to postpone the revocation hearing, then yes, my next matter to address with the court would be conditions of release as well as bail.
Okay, so let's just be concerned. So I certainly, because it's not a mandatory revocation, the court can't tell you it's a revocation hearing today. It is ultimately your choice if you want to proceed. Now, the city could say we have a compelling interest. We want revocation to happen today based on the preponderance standard for alcohol consumption. I would note that the indicated document from August report suggests that 3 times within the month of July, he had consumed alcohol. There was a secondary report then in October that again, he was still consuming alcohol. So I'll be very careful that again, it looks to me like there's a course of conduct with continued alcohol consumption. So let's address, does the city want to proceed with revocation today? Or is the city going to allow for a discussion regarding release conditions, holding off on revocation at this time?
We, if we hold off on revocation, and Mr. Johnson and I have discussed some new things just this morning, if I don't mind setting this for an evidentiary hearing on a soon to be called docket, because I think that's what the statute contemplates. I know nobody's requesting that, but the statute says if the city is going to move forward on a discretionary revocation, then the defendant has the right to present evidence. So I think we do need to set this for a different date if that's the direction they want to go. And then the city would like to be heard on release conditions. We are not moving forward, obviously, on a mandatory revocation, as Your Honor noted, because this is a pending charge at this time.
So at this time, I think that we're going to do this in a particular order in that I think it's probably best to address or contemplate release conditions first. Okay. Based on the release conditions set, then set it to an appropriate time frame based on that. I think that would be the appropriate way to do it. If release is something that's tenable, we could set it further out. If it looks like release is not going to take place, we would certainly, set it closer in time. So when Mr. Lusk last appeared in front of the court had information not only that there was a assault charge from August, but there was a DUI allegation from July, both of which had taken place following his entry into deferred prosecution in April. Based on the ongoing criminal conduct at that point that became aware to the court, especially criminal conduct that appeared to be similar in light to the DUI charge he'd entered the deferred prosecution on, the court revoked his release and imposed bail in the amount of $25,000. The court also, if Mr. Lusk had been able to post bail, had imposed intensive pretrial release with a scram monitor. So that's where we were and why we were there. I'll hear from you first, Mr. Johnson.
Your Honor, I would ask that you reconsider the bail amount. I would ask that you impose bail in the amount of $5,000. I would note that Criminal Rule 3.2 presumes release for non-capital, non-violent offenses.
And if you come to Toma, we can do lunch.
This is a pending charge of DUI. I think it's worthwhile to note that in order to impose the requirement to post bail, the court generally would need finding with respect to the showing of substantial danger. court would need to make a finding that there were no other reasonable alternatives to ensure public safety.
Actually, let me clarify. It's a violation of probation. He drove drunk. He was on probation for that offense. And then he got drunk while on probation. So now they are determining whether or not to violate him from the program that they've got him in, because he's making a mockery of the court by continuously violating his no drink probation, and basically laughing in the court's face that he's getting away with it and not facing harsher sanctions. So he's facing jail time right now, some real jail time.
That comes within subsection G of the rule. It's worth noting that this is a case that is about 1.5 years old. The original charge is from February of 2022. During the course of the pending matter, prior to entry of deferred prosecution, Mr. Lusk had, based on my record, to my knowledge, no pretrial release violations, no failures to appear. He was initially placed on SCRAM, had no SCRAM violations, had a temporary removal of the SCRAM device between April 25th or approximately and May 25th approximately, because he participated in a 30-day inpatient treatment program through Lifeline back in 2022. And then he had the SCRAM device. He continued on the SCRAM device after that program completed. And then in September, we motioned the court to modify his conditions of release for random UAs, and that was granted. And then he continued on random UAs without violations, based on my records. So point being, during the course of this case, while he was on SCRAM, there were no allegations of violations or tampering with the device. And so he was in compliance with pretrial release while he was on SCRAM during the course of this relatively old case.
So here's what we're gonna do. I've heard the argument from all the parties. I have had the opportunity to reflect on Mr. Lusk's situation over the last week. I was able to review, as I talked about, the Wasco County police reports. Number one, I think that Mr. Lusk has drank throughout his deferred prosecution. There's documentation back from even January from Lifeline that he was missing UAs, which I presume to be alcohol consumption, and having UAs that were positive for marijuana. So clearly the deferred prosecution condition of not to have any alcohol, non-prescribed drugs or controlled substances has never been followed by Mr. Lusk. I don't personally know if alcohol was involved in the assault matter. I think that would be interesting for the court to find out, but I don't know. And I certainly know that or have an abundance of information that believes that Wasco County's circumstance involved alcohol. So I am completely in agreement that Mr. Lusk is not safe to be out in public. I do think though, however, that the court is not in a position, we can certainly have an evidentiary hearing to tell Mr. Lusk that his deferred is being revoked today, although it is certainly clearly heading in that direction. I'm just going to telegraph that for everybody here. So
Palmyra is insinuating that his family tree is a wreath.
So what I'm going to be doing is I am going to lower the bail from $25,000 to $5,000. The reason that I am lowering the bail is that Mr. Lusk is going to be on intensive pretrial release. He is going to have a SCRAM monitor, and he is going to travel to Wasco County to appear for and comply with any release conditions assigned on the Wasco County warrant. So at the next court date that I preside over, if that Wasco County circumstance is still an active warrant, I will be taking Mr. Lusk back into custody. I'm going to be just completely clear on that. It is not extraditable. It appears to be a misdemeanor. So it's not a circumstance where he would be transferred from one jail to the other. I think there's a compelling interest if he's committing crimes in other states that he's appearing in those states and standing for that particular offense, or at least allegation. So I'm going to be scheduling Mr. Lusk for his next court date on the 28th of December. The reason I am scheduling it for the date that I am scheduling it is, number one, I am out of the office the week before. I think at that point we will have Ms. Carmy back. I also think that at that point that gives more than sufficient time, ample time, to both be established on the Scram monitor and to have that Wasco County warrant taken care of. Okay, Mr. Lusk, sir, if you consume alcohol during the time of your release, or you miss a UA at treatment, or if there's any indication whatsoever that you have a sip of alcohol, I will be taking you back into custody on the 28th of December. If you fail not to appear in court on the 28th of December, I will issue a no bail hold for you. And every time in the future you'll be appearing in front of me, you'll be appearing from the Clark County Jail. I have zero tolerance, sir, for the conduct that you've engaged in since April of this year. I think you're making a mockery of your treatment program, and you certainly are thumbing your nose at the court in terms of your continued criminal violations during the time of your deferred prosecution.
Judge
That
is big
said,
mad.
I do think that I should not be warehousing you in the Clark County Jail. Number one. Number two, I agree with your attorney that there are sufficient grounds for me to determine if you are consuming alcohol by wearing a 24/7 Scram monitor. And number three, I think there's a compelling issue for you to appear in the county where you have allegedly committed new crimes and stand for those crimes. That's the intention of the court today. There can be a lot of folks that would be looking at this thinking, what are you doing, Judge? This person continues to disobey your orders. I'm going to give you another opportunity, but this is your last opportunity. Do you have any questions about the orders that I'm imposing or why I'm imposing them?
No, Your Honor, I want to thank you. I promise I'll be back. I will take care of this.
All right, so we're going to see Mr. Lusk back on the 28th of December at 1:30 p.m. Again, bail was lowered to $5,000 on 2A00695993. Mr. Lusk will be on intensive pretrial release with a Scram monitor, and he will cancel the Wasco County warrant prior to the next court date.
Your Honor, may I say something real quick?
I don't know if you should say anything. Your attorney is present here in court. I will let him advise you whether you should talk.
It's for my attorney, sir.
What? Yeah, go ahead.
The case or my
Can you let my
chat?
wife know that I can't call home?
Yeah. Yep, we'll do. Your Honor, can we just be clear, for the December 28th, are we setting that for an evidentiary hearing? Again, to make clear from our perspective, we wouldn't be requesting that. That's not a request. Our hope is to give him sufficient time to resolve these new law violations.
My intention for the 28th, so I'm clear to everyone, is number one, to make sure he's not violating pretrial release. I want to have a date out there certain that he will be back in front of this court if there's any indication that he's consuming alcohol, number one. Number two, I want to make sure the Wasco County warrant is taken care of. If he is in compliance with release, if the Wasco County warrant is taken care of, I don't have any indications of new law, criminal behavior, and or alcohol consumption. I'm not looking to do a revocation hearing necessarily that day. The reason that we accelerated the process at the last court date was because new information became available to the city and to the court that needed an intervention.
Okay, I'm gonna explain it one more time, just because it's been going on for quite a while with with this particular case, and since DHIS wants to know, so he was on a deferred prosecution. He had multiple violations of drinking and of dirty UAs. For marijuana use. He's basically thumbing his nose at the court system, and he was on the deferred prosecution for drunk driving offense. So the judge is not happy that he's continuing to drink.
Understood, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, that would not in any way waive the city's right to move forward subsequently on a revocation using the facts of alcohol consumption and.
Not at all. And the
Okay,
city,
thank
the
you.
city could choose with appropriate notice to Mr. Johnson to schedule a
Okay.
deferred prosecution revocation hearing on the 28th. I'm just letting the folks, the parties know my intentions today of why I'm setting the hearing I'm setting when it's being set.
Great, thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Who is it?
Phoebe Jamino.
Oh, I was trying to scroll that up.
And Your Honor, when you're ready, we do have an in custody matter that Mr. Bernard's apparently not coming this morning.
Okay, let me call one matter, Mr. Campbell, and I'll be on with Mr. Bernard's matter in a second. Good morning, ma'am. Can I have you state your name and date of birth, please?
How I feel.
Phoebe Gemeno, 7/22/1995.
Ms. Jameno, you're appearing in front of the court on a charge of driving while suspended in the 3rd degree and failure to transfer title within 45 days. Both those charges are what are called simple misdemeanors. They're subject to 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. I did review the police reports for both charges. I did find probable cause. Because these are criminal charges, ma'am, you have several important rights today, including the right to remain silent, the right to a speedy and public trial, and the right to an attorney. Would you like to be screened today, ma'am, for a court-appointed attorney?
No, thank you.
Okay. Are you planning on representing yourself and do you want to talk to the city attorney?
Yes.
Okay. What's going to happen right now, Ms. Jameno, is that we're going to be entering a not guilty plea. I'm going to set a future date for you to talk to the city attorney. I'm also going to get your contact information so she can reach out to you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to schedule what is called a pro se pretrial conference, and that is going to be on the 30th of November, 2023. That is going to be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It is a mandatory court date. We are also going to be scheduling a readiness hearing on the 28th of December, 2023. That is also going to be at 2 o'clock. Those are mandatory court dates, ma'am. If you fail to appear, a warrant for your arrest can be issued. I'm entering not guilty pleas on both charges. Your release conditions at this time are to violate no laws, notify the court of any change of address or phone number, not to drive without a valid license and insurance. I am releasing you at this time on your recognizance. So the city attorney can be in touch with you. Is there a good phone number I can write on the form here?
I really hope those are two separate laws and that is not, one law rolled all together. Like, please tell me those are two separate laws.
808-306.
La 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 la.
I did bring with me proof of insurance and I made an effort to get my suspended license in good standing. And I sold the vehicle that the tickets that I got them on.
And so certainly at this point, you do have a right to remain silent because the things you're saying are being recorded. Those are certainly pieces of information that I would definitely bring to the city attorney's attention. They're gonna give you her card so you can be in touch with her. But it's probably best that you discuss those with her and not in front of the court, okay?
Okay.
Okay, we'll get you some paperwork at the desk by the door. Once you have your documents, you are free to go.
Okay, thank you.
Your officer, I do have Your Honor, I do have an officer in Berlin as well.
Yep. So Mr. Campbell, we're ready to call Mr. Bernard's matter.
Yes, I am.
Okay. And officer, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
My understanding is that you have information for the court regarding Mr. Kylie Bernard, so go ahead.
They got it confused. The parking meter elephant was the one that they were supposed to be riding, and they ended up with the porcupine instead.
Yes, sir. I went and spoke with him to bring him to court. He expressed that he was not feeling well and then volunteered some of his symptoms. Once he had done that, I inquired whether he thought he could depart the area he was in for long enough for those symptoms not to present themselves. And he said, no, he did not believe so.
Okay. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Deputy.
You're welcome.
All right. So, Mr. Campbell, my understanding is that Mr. Bernard is being held in Superior Court right now on substantial bail.
Jail roster says $1 million, Judge, and I looked at the underlying documents and on base, it is $1 million bail.
So I think we're going to do two things today. I think number one, we're going to revisit bail on the Richfield cases. And then number two, we will set an appropriate future court date. Ms. Carmi, I'm gonna steal you here for a minute. This is on
This-
Mr. Bernard.
this one is
city's
a-
position regarding bail.
It is a conflict for me. However, I'm just.
Oh, I'm recalling now. Mr. Busby's handling the case.
The information that I have is that Mr. Busby's asking to terminate the bail condition on his release.
Technically.
All right, so based on the Superior Court bail for Mr. Bernard that's currently housing him in the Clark County Jail, we will release the battleground holds today on both of the Richfield cases. We're going to assign a future court date for Mr. Bernard. My understanding is that he is scheduled in those cases for the end of December. Is that correct, Mr. Campbell?
Oh, I would have to look, Your Honor. Your Honor, can we make it clear? Is Deputy Marple
What?
released? Is he free to go?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry, Deputy. Thank you very much.
That's okay. You're welcome, Your Honor.
I would have to go back into on base to be sure about that, Judge. I think they
Which
sent
one,
it, they
sweetie?
set it on a 60-day timeline.
The
let me
one
see
in the
here.
top,
I can confirm.
the one in the top corner, drunk driving, violation of probation offense, revocation for drinking while on deferred prosecution.
the day.
Well, I think that Mr. Bernard is pre-plea on both these cases, so I may have asked a question that doesn't make a lot of sense because we need to actually arraign Mr. Bernard on these charges, I believe.
There's at least, I believe we're on for arraignment in one matter, and then the other matter is potentially already post arraignment, but making first appearance after warrants. I would have to go get my file, Judge. I don't have it.
Mr. Campbell, are you with us next week or could you be with us via Zoom?
I'm absolutely in court next week. His trial in the felony matter, Your Honor, is
I don't
January
know
8th, just
you.
because you asked. But I think setting it to next week to see if he wants to make an appearance is a prudent approach, and then we can set trial dates in our case. I mean, arguably, I haven't actually looked at the dates on these cases. It's possible that the felony case presents an excluded period in our cases, but I would need to do some research on that because it's in separate courts, and I don't know which one's first in time.
So we're gonna schedule Mr. Bernard for next Wednesday. That'll be November 22nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. on both of his charges. Again, battleground hold is released. If Mr. Bernard were to be released from the jail and post that substantial bail, he'd be on intensive pretrial release. Continue Mr. Campbell on the case, and we'll schedule this for next week. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Campbell.
Have a wonderful morning. That's my only matter.
Thank you. Kara Johnson.
288.
Ms. Johnson, you're making a first appearance arraignment on a charge of hit and run unattended. Hit and run unattended is what is called a simple misdemeanor. It's subject to 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. I did review the associated police reports
No,
with the
just the
case. I did
park
find
it.
probable cause. Because this is a criminal charge, ma'am, you have several important rights today, including the right to remain silent, the right to a speedy and public trial, and the right to an attorney. You're to be screened today, ma'am, for a court-appointed attorney. If you have to answer
Yes,
out
sir.
loud, I
Sorry.
do see you
Yes,
nodding
sir.
your head. Okay. Do you receive any manner of state assistance at all?
No, Your Honor.
Are you employed right?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Any source of income?
No, Your
Okay. I'm going to find you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Court will assign Ms. Gaffney, who's with us here in court today. So Ms. Johnson, what's going to happen right now is I'm going to be entering a not guilty plea on your charge. We're going to be assigning 2 future court dates. The first is going to be an attorney pretrial date. That is going to be on the 29th of November. That's a date that Ms. Gaffney will appear to discuss your case with the city attorney. It's not a
I'll let my chat vote. So, the D-High-S guy, I'll let you guys vote. Do you want him to join the StreamYard, or should we pass on that for the night? 1 for, let's see. This is hard. It can be 1 for no or 1 for yes, and 2 for no or 2 for yes. This is hard. I'm going with 1, yes, he joins. 2, no, he doesn't.
required court date for you. Your next mandatory court date, Ms. Johnson, is going to be on the 21st of December, 2023. That is going to be at 10 o'clock in the
I can
morning.
always boot
And
him.
if you fail to appear at that time, a warrant for your arrest could be issued. Your release conditions, ma'am, are to violate no laws, notify the court of any
Nope,
change of
never
address or
seen him
phone
before.
number. You are being released at this time on your recognizance.
You guys are, oh, you guys just want to see it. Oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting this, y'all. You guys just want to find out who it is. 1.5. You've got like 3 ones so far, dude. Bubba's like, I am not that adventurous. That's very true. That is very, very true. That's scary. I'm waiting for the other numbers. We've only got a couple of votes. We got 31 people in here. All right, I don't even know how to invite someone. I've never invited someone before. It says I gotta send a link and I don't know how to contact you. I'm sorry. Let me see. Now the no's start coming in. No, his comments are just trying to get my attention. And then and I've never seen him before. He's never been in our chat before. Never. I don't think it would be I don't think it'd be a catfish. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can always boot him. No, I've used StreamYard, but the only options that I have for inviting you are through Messenger or Gmail or email, Messenger, or Gmail. Or I can send you a link, and I'm definitely not posting the link in the comments section. So how am I supposed to get a hold of you? See me backstage. Oh, wait, hey. Hold up. No, everyone. Oh, it's only in the studio. Just copy search bar and see me backstage. I'm not posting the link in the chat, dude. You got to give me a different way. Like, post your email or something. Yep, I'll tell you what. Here we go. DHS. So, the night shift with April at gmail.com. Okay. The night shift with April at gmail.com. Go ahead. Send me an email. I'll check you out. I'll vet you. Put some way of me, post your Instagram, your Facebook, something. Let me see who you are. And maybe I'll have you on the next stream. I'm here every night. Every freaking night. they don't let me sleep. They have chains to my ankles, shackles. They feed me once a day. I'm stuck here with this computer and I have to edit all day long. I'm not allowed to leave. And then they take my oxygen away through the power of laughter. I'm a prisoner in this room. Save me. Oh, yeah, Jody, that's what I'm thinking, love. That's what I'm thinking, love.
Please make sure that you are staying in touch with Ms. Gaffney. We're going to be getting you some paperwork at the desk by the door. Once you have your documents, you are free to go. Thank you, ma'am.
For Mr. Bernard, I'm assuming that intensive SR is gonna be on the newer case.
Yes, it would be on the case that is pending, or the one that we're needing to rearrange.
So good to have you, Pat
Can I have you
Wood.
state your name and date of birth, please, for the record?
9/2/44.
All right. So, Mr. Rowan, you are making a first appearance arraignment, sir, on a charge of failure to transfer title within 45 days. That charge is called a simple misdemeanor. It's subject to 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. Looks like you have some paperwork there with you.
Yes, sir.
Were you able to get that taken care of?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Carmi, this is Mr. Rowan. He has no other criminal history. It looks like he's taking care of his title situation. Do you want to chat with him briefly this morning?
I would, thank you.
All right. So I'm going to give Ms. Carmi your file, Mr. Rowan. She's our city attorney, and I have her be able to speak to you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, you're my
Folks in the
favorite
back there
secret
on
of
the
all.
left-hand side, who's here for court? What's your name, sir? I've already talked to you, Mr. Lyle, and I know you're here for 10 o'clock. Your name, sir? Mr. Yuskoski? Let's see.
It says, 30.
Let's just verify that and then we'll.
We have it, his release agreements for November 30th.
So you're gonna be here on November 30th, sir, at 8:30. So you're not scheduled for court today. So November 30th, okay? All right, you are free to go. Thank you. Have a good day. Tracy Wegener, you're muted.
Yes, hi.
Hi. So wanted to let you know, you were actually scheduled at 10 a.m. I saw that you've been in the waiting room. So
Yeah.
it may be about half an hour. You're welcome to stay on.
Holly, sweetie, don't do that. The rule is the only way that people get timed out or booted from the chat is racism. People can say whatever they want to say. I'm sorry if they were creeping you out. But please don't do that. And the case in point on that, y'all haven't seen 65 CJ5 in here for a long time, have you? He quit coming around because he got timed out. I have that rule for a reason. We got free speech. Everybody can say what they want to say. I don't care if they want to pick on me, call me names, whatever, But the only way somebody gets booted from my chat is if they're being racist little assholes.
Just stay muted, but I wanted to let you know why we weren't going to quite yet be calling the case, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right, thank you. All right.
Okay. So I think
Nobody
Ms. Carney,
knows.
what our plan will be is after we finish Mr. Roan, we'll do the warrants for the arraignments. We'll take our morning break then, and then we'll start the 10 o'clock matters.
Okay, Oliver is checking in right now.
That'd be great. As soon as I know what the
I'm
hell it
happy
is.
to have Mr. Roan recall when you're ready.
Okay, Mr. Roan, if you want to come back up, sir, right back up to the podium, please. Thank you. All right. So, Mr. Roan, I have
Wait,
a
did they run a check on me?
dismissal form on the criminal charge that shows that the registration has been taken care of and it's being dismissed at the discretion of the city attorney. It also looks like we're going to be dismissing the infraction with a $25 fee. Is that your understanding, sir?
Yes, sir.
And are you in agreement with that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't know if the infraction ending in 6-9 is still with the case.
Let me just verify it really quickly. I opened it up specifically for these purposes. Oh, come on. I know I created it. I think it's the night shift with April at gmail.com. And then, well, now I'm going to have to add that one to my phone. Because it's not yet there. Oh, there it is. No, it's not. It's just night shift with April at gmail.com. Not the night shift. Night shift with April at gmail.com. I'm going to type it. All right. That's the first time that I've actually used that email other than Discord setup. So, yeah, that is now the official April email. This is the night shift, the Insomniac chat, and the Paw Firm. Oh, me too, Brian. Me too. Just don't tell the chat. I understand that, Patrick. I know. That's why I told them I have to vet them. I got to find out who they are. Yeah, they're welcome to come back, but they're mad. They're mad at me for something that I didn't do. So maybe they're lurking. I don't know. But I'd love to have them back. They were always one of my friends, you know. Yeah, I don't really either. Like I said, I've never seen them before. I have no idea who they are. So, but on the other hand, what if there's someone really awesome? What if this is their kind of jam and they ran across the stream and just decided that they wanted to be a part of it? We don't know who it is. I would really like the chance to vet them though, but you know, but I am not posting my StreamYard link into the chat. That would be stupid. There's no drama yet. We don't know. We've got someone that just wanted to join the StreamYard, and I said no. And then I let the chat vote whether it was yes or no when they asked again. And then they wanted me to post the link, and I said no. Yeah. No, I completely understand that. You got to check people out. You know, that I'm going to be joining It's Natalie D at some point. Her and I are talking about doing a stream together. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I was on her stream again today. I've never been in there at the beginning, you know, so I didn't know that she did the same waving and saying hi to everybody thing like I try to do, you know. Yeah, we're not perfect, but well, I'm not perfect. She tries to get everybody, and I didn't know it. She's got her own cute little wave thing too. She does this. I hadn't seen that yet. But yeah, so she's just so lovely. I've really only known her from Law Talk with Mike chat. So and she's always just been such a beautiful person. So when she had mentioned it one day about, hey, you should come on my stream sometime. Yeah, I thought she was kidding. So when I was in her chat today, I was like, yeah, we should do a video together. And she's like, yes. So we're going to be talking. So that makes me really happy, you know. And I've got probably 250 hours worth of video content to go through and edit. So maybe I can pass half of that off to her and we'll do a 24-hour long stream. No, not really, guys. That's not happening. I'm sorry. But I do have about 250 hours worth of videos to edit. She is great. I love her personality. She's such a sweetheart. And StreamYard was giving her a hard time today. I was so grateful to see that because last night I thought it was my Wi-Fi that was bad. My clips were sounding like really tin canny and just like they were buffering, and it was worse. What I was seeing it do was worse than what you guys were actually seeing, because I was actually getting black screens with the buffering symbol, and the audio would still play, and I was freaking out, you know. And I, like I said, I thought it was my Wi-Fi that was bad, and I was just yeah. What? Why is Holly unhappy? Holly, okay, for real. I'm not going to do this. Just because I asked you not to do that, not to time someone out, it doesn't need to turn into you being upset. You are a friend of mine. I love having you here. We have shared so many laughs. It's just one of my rules. And I've said it many times every time I add someone as a moderator. If you didn't hear it, it's not that big of a deal. But we're not going to have this kind of drama. I love you and I want you to stay. But I'll let that be your choice. But I'm not doing it tonight. I love you very much. I love all of you. Every one of you. We're not going to have that kind of drama here. This is a place of fun and love and nothing else.
Unfortunately, Madam Clerks, and the fraction ending in 969, is that not with us anymore?
It was told the standard correction, but it has to go.
Okay. If we can track that down, maybe Ms. Sanderson, I'll go ahead and finish that dismissal once we track it down. So Mr. Roan, we're going to get you some
I'll take all the
paperwork,
teaching I can
also
get.
hopefully getting some documents to you here regarding the $25 fee at the desk by the door. Once you have them, you're free to go. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm going to leave it play. I'm going to step away for a few minutes,
I don't
guys.
consider it pestering.
All right, Ms. Wegener, if I could have you unmute, it looks like Ms. Gaffney is ready on your matter, and I need you
Hello.
to turn your camera on, please, ma'am.
Okay.
Sorry for the delay.
That's okay.
I know she has to do the
Okay,
job.
hi.
Hello, Ms. Gaffney is with us here in court. Go ahead, Ms.
And
Gaffney.
we are asking to set this matter over to January 11. We did provide an updated treatment report yesterday. And I'm trying to gather that information and prosecutor and I are discussing this decision on this case. Based on her county.
All right, Ms. Wegener, so we're going to see you back here on January 11th at 1:30, I think is our intention.
Okay,
Or do you want to do it in the morning, Ms. Gaffney? Yeah, let's do it at 10 a.m.
okay.
Good luck with the new job.
And good luck with the new job, Ms. Wegener, and we'll get
Thank
you on
you.
with the rest of your day. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
All right. All right, I'm gonna call the rest of our 8:30 arraignment docket. Raylan Benzie, Jake Conover. Okay, Mr. Conover, right up here to the podium, please. Morning, sir. If I could have you state your name and date of birth, please, for the record.
Jake Conover, 12/31/87.
Okay, Mr. Conover, you're making a first appearance arraignment on a charge of driving while suspended in the 3rd degree from February 20th, 2022.
Okay.
That charge is a simple misdemeanor. It's subject to 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine.
Okay.
You were also before the court on a charge of hit and run attended vehicle from the same date. That is a gross misdemeanor. It's subject to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. That charge also carries a mandatory license suspension. Because these are criminal charges, sir, you have several important rights today, including the right to remain silent, the right to a speedy and public trial, and the right to an attorney. Would you like to be screened today, sir, for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, please.
I'm going to ask you some questions about your income to determine if you qualify. Do you receive any manner of state assistance at all?
Yes, I'm on food stamps.
Okay, I'm going to find you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Court will assign.
On Miss Ward, AKA with Mr. Cheney.
Okay, we're going to assign Rebecca Ward.
Okay.
The same place you checked in for court, on the table on the left-hand side, there is business cards. You want to get Rebecca Ward's business card, and I wrote her name on your file.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to assign 2 future court dates for you, Mr. Conover. The first is going to be, and I'm going to write them all on the paperwork here, so I promise we're going to get those to you. The first is going to be on the 29th of November, 2023. That's a date that Ms. Ward is going to appear to discuss your case. It's not a required court date for you.
Okay.
Your next mandatory court date is going to be on the 28th of December, 2023.
Thank you.
And that's going to be at 10 o'clock in the morning. If you fail to appear at that time, a warrant for your arrest can be issued. This is Mr. Cheney. He works with Ms. Ward, so that's why he's out here. Your release conditions, sir, are as follows: to violate no laws, notify the court of any change of address or phone number. You're not to drive without a valid license and insurance. This is an older case, Mr. Conover, so I will tell you, sir, if you fail to appear at that next court date, I'm going to issue warrants. So please make sure you're making your court
I'll be
appearances,
there.
okay?
Absolutely.
We're going to get you some paperwork at the desk by the door. Once you have your documents, you are free to go. Please contact Ms. Ward.
Yes,
Thank you, sir. All right, Ms. Barney, let's do the remainder of the docket. Oh, Ms. Gaffney, Robert Seisland.
Mr. Seisman is here, Your Honor, coming forward. Thank you, Ms. Prosecutor, for the reduction.
All right, Mr. Seisland, if I can have you state your name and date of birth, please, for the record, sir.
Robert Seisland, age 6 of 88.
Mr. Seisland, I have a document in front of me that shows the driving while suspended 3rd-degree charge is being reduced to an infraction called failure to display a license. It's a fine of $145 and a filing fee of $150 for total cost of $295. Do you admit that that infraction took place?
Yes.
All right. We're going to be getting you some documents at the desk by the door. Once you have your paperwork, you are free to go. We'll also get you some paperwork on how the fine can be paid.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Nice working with you, Mr. Seisman. Good job.
I don't have anyone in the Zoom waiting room, but I think we're still about 20 minutes before 10.
Oh.
All right, first matter that was scheduled for arraignment this morning was Raylan Benzie. This is 3A0715-352. Ms. Benzie was charged with driving while suspended in the 3rd degree. I did review the police report and found probable cause yesterday. We had recently resolved a Ms. Benzie driving while suspended 3rd degree. Looks like that was a battleground case from the 4th of July. Ms. Benzie has failed to appear for court today, continuing to drive without a valid license. So a warrant will be authorized in the amount of $1,000 for Ms. Benzie on the new charge. Matter is Wayne Hollabaugh. Mr. Hollabaugh is on warrant status right now on 2 battleground driving while suspended in 3rd degree charges. And he just got another driving while suspended in the 3rd degree charge. This one involving some manner of an accident. Mr. Hollabaugh is uninsured at this point. He has warrants on his cases from both June and July, and we have a new charge here in November. I'm going to do a warrant in the amount of $5,000 for Mr. Hollabaugh. I know that someone who looked at that would think that is an unusually large warrant amount on driving while suspended third degree. I think the circumstances here is we have multiple charges. We have someone who's continuing to drive and violate court orders while on warrant status on other cases. I think that is the reason for the $5,000 is to ensure Mr. Hollabaugh appears in court, number one. And number two, is continuing to be a risk to the community and driving without insurance and without a license. Next matter was Cooper Lucas. This was 3A0493197. Mr. Lucas was charged with driving while suspended in the third degree. I did review the police reports. I did find probable cause. Mr. Lucas does not have an extensive history. I am going to find that he has failed to appear today. I am going to issue a warrant in the case in the standard amount. Next matter was Calvin McKnight. This is a 2021 and a 2020 case. Mr. McKnight was taken in and signed intensive pretrial release, was released on his recognizance back on the 13th to appear on November 16th at 8:30 in the morning. Mr. McKnight has failed to appear. This is a pending theft charge. I think they're both pending theft charges from Walmart. And looking at Mr. McKnight's DCH, looks like he has the most recent theft charges. He also has 4 other theft charges from the city of Vancouver that are currently pending, plus the 2020 Battleground case. He has new felony charges for retail theft, special circumstances. I'm assuming he was back at one of the places he was stealing from before. On Mr. McKnight's case, on the 1A case, bail in the amount of $5,000. On the XZ case, bail in the amount of $5,000. As we have continued criminal conduct in the same vein, we have warrants from 2 and 3 years old for Mr. McKnight, and with the release 3 days ago, he's still not showing up in court. Layson Tidwell is a charge of minor in possession and driving while suspended in the third degree. I did review the associated police reports of both cases. I did find probable cause. I'm going to impose bail on the standard amount on both charges. Find that Mr. Tidwell has failed to appear. Last matter is Daniel Tyndall. Mr. Tyndall was charged with driving while suspended in the third degree and driving without an interlock device. It's like following that instance, he got a criminal trespass in the first degree, also has a pending theft in the third degree. This is a circumstance where he was arrested, it looks like, back on the 6th of November. He was given today's date, November 16th, 2023, date to appear. He has failed to appear. I would note that it indicates it is in Battleground. I did review the police reports. I did find probable cause. Bail in the amount of $2,500 on Mr. Tyndall's case. So I know that Ms. Gaffney is talking to Ms. Word. Is Ms. Word our last in custody person for this morning? The court's going to take a recess until 10 a.m. and then we'll be back out at that point, or if Ms. Word becomes ready soon.
All rise. Court is now in recess. All rise. Court is now in session.
Thank you. You can be seated. All right, Ms. Word, can you hear the court, ma'am?
Yes, I can, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can I have you state your name and date of birth, please, for the record?
Georgia Word, December 1st, 1964.
Thank you, Ms. Word. Your attorney, Ms. Gaffney, is present with us here in court. Go ahead, Ms. Gaffney.
Your Honor, we're asking this matter be sent over to January 11 with a waiver. I spoke with prosecutor Busby this morning. He's in agreement. We're trying to see if we can do a civil compromise. She entered a guilty plea yesterday on her felony. She should be released once she resolves the county investigation. Not held on our case.
Okay. Ms. Word, were you able to talk to Ms. Gaffney about your right to a speedy trial?
Yes, I was.
You understand that in doing a waiver beginning January 11th, 2024, you're giving the city of Battleground 90 days from that date if it becomes necessary to bring you to trial. Are you in agreement with that?
I'm in agreement with that.
We'll accept the waiver, find it knowing, intelligent, and voluntarily made. Ms. Ward's next court date is January 11th, 2024 at 10 a.m. We'll see you then. Thank you, Ms. Word.
Thank you, Your Honor, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Same to you.
Three cases.
Thank you. Douglas Hastings. Mr. Hastings, I have a document in front of me that shows that your driving while suspended charge is being dismissed. And it looks like you are mitigating your no insurance ticket. Is that your understanding?
And it was a trip, right? Yeah, the trip permit to be dismissed and we're mitigating no insurance.
trip permit to be dismissed, mitigating the no insurance. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna sign off on the trip permit charge. I'm gonna
Thank you,
amend the
Marty.
face of the infraction on the no insurance. Give me just a moment. No insurance charge is agreed, committed, amended to a penalty of $350. Today's date, 16/23. All right, Mr. Hastings, we'll get you some paperwork at the desk by the door. Once you have your documents, you are free to go. Thank you, sir.
Nice working with you, Mr. Ryder.
Donovan Smith. Good morning, sir. If I could have you state your name and date of birth, please, for the record.
Donovan Smith, August 1983.
Go ahead, Ms. Gaffney.
Your Honor, we're going over to January 11. We are heavily negotiating this case and we anticipate a good resolution, but we want to make sure everything's going smoothly with all of us.
Mr. Smith, have you discussed with Ms. Gaffney your right to a speedy trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you're doing a waiver beginning January 11th. You're giving the city of Battle Ground 90 days from that date if it becomes necessary to bring you to trial. You're in agreement with that?
Yes.
We'll accept the waiver. I'll find it knowing, intelligent, and voluntarily made. Mr. Smith's next court date is January 11, 2024 at 10 o'clock in the morning. Please make sure you're staying in touch with Ms. Gaffney.
Will do.
Thank you, sir.
See you next year. Take care. You bet.
Luis Pacheco.
Thank you, Ms. Carney.
Mr. Pacheco, it looks like your driving while suspended third degree charge is being amended to an infraction called failure to display a license. Have you discussed that with Ms. Gaffney?
Yes.
Are you in agreement with that?
Yeah.
All righty. Driving while suspended third degree is reduced to failure to display a license, RCW 4620-017. $145 fine, $150 filing fee for a total cost of $295. We're gonna get you a document that has those fees and costs on it, Mr. Pacheco. Once you have that document, you are free to go. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Cheney, matters ready?
Good morning, Your Honor. I have Jordan Keown
I'm
on.
told I'm supposed to hold on a moment.
Can I approach?
No problem.
Your Honor and Mr. Cheney, is it possible to call Miss Pelafoti? I am on two dockets right now.
I have been told by our clerks they need a moment, so I will call your matter next, Mr. Carly, but it's going to be a minute.
I do appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, so we have Ms. Pelafoti. Ms. Pelafoti, can I have you unmute yourself and turn on your camera, please, ma'am? Thank you very much. Can I have you state your name and date of birth, please, for the record?
Leilani Pelafoti in June 29th, 2002.
Ms. Pelafoti. All right, so Ms. Pelafoti, on your battleground case, 1A0685-048, we have Mr. Cheney here. We also have Mr. Cheney on 2A0324-883. We have Mr. Carly here on battleground case 3A0543-245. I'll start with Mr. Cheney, who's in the courtroom. Go ahead.
Sure, Your Honor. Good morning. I think we're here procedurally first today as there was a 1077 evaluation ordered. There was a finding of competency to proceed forward. With that, if the court is going, presumably the court will enter an order to set effect. If that is the case, then I think we are on a new 90-day clock on these cases as of today, commencing today's date. I would seek a request of December 14. I think that Mr. Carly and I are going to need that time to coordinate, lack of a better term, between the two of us, but also then to figure out what, if anything, there might be in the way of a global offer. Because the last offers that were made on at least my cases were sometime 1.5 to 2 years ago or longer. So we would seek a 1 month, effectively a 1 month set over to December 14 docket.
So I think that our status at this time is Ms. Pelafoti is appearing for the first time to be arraigned on these two matters today.
That could be too, yeah.
And so I'm assuming that on behalf of Ms. Pelafoti, you're going to enter pleas of not
Correct.
guilty. All right, so not guilty pleas are received on 2A0685-048, 2A0324-883. I would agree with Mr. Cheney. This is Ms. Pelafoti's first court appearance after a determination of competency. I am finding that our 90-day speedy trial period will commence today. I'm setting over Ms. Pelafoti's matters to December 14th, 2023 at 10 o'clock in the morning. Ms. Pelafoti, that is going to be your next mandatory court date. I'm going to go to Mr. Carly here in a second, but are you still getting your mail at the address at 109 Northeast 12th Street in Battleground?
Yes.
All right, we'll be sending paperwork there. Mr. Carly, I'm assuming that you are joining in that return court date for December 14th with Mr. Cheney. Is that fair to say?
That would be my request, Your Honor, and we would enter a not guilty plea, waive a formal reading as well.
Okay, not guilty plea is received on 3A0543. That matter is also going to be set to December 14th, 2023. I would note for the record, I've reviewed previously police reports on all cases. I did find probable cause 2, 4, 5. Ms. Pelafoti, your release conditions are to violate no laws, notify the court of any change of address or phone number. You're not to consume or possess any alcohol or non-prescribed drugs, and you're not to drive without a valid license and insurance. I'm releasing you on all 3 matters on your recognizance. Your next court date on all 3 matters is December 14th, 2023 at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we have verified the mailing address. Anything further on Ms. Pelafoti's cases?
No,
No, Your Honor, and thank you for calling that. I appreciate it.
No problem. That concludes Ms. Pelafoti's matters. Ms. Pelafoti, you can log out, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep, have a good day.
You too.
Mr. Keown, if I could have you turn your camera on, sir, and unmute, please. Mr. Keown, if I could have you state your name and date of birth, please, for the record.
Alexander Keown, March 30th, 1988.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. And we recently received a pretrial offer in this matter. We're seeking some additional time to review that offer. We'd request to set over with a waiver of speedy trial in this case to December 14. He is okay with a waiver of speedy trial commencing on that same date.
Mr. Keown, were you able to discuss with Mr. Cheney your right to a speedy trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that in doing a waiver beginning December 14th, you're giving the city of Battle Ground 90 days from that date if it becomes necessary to bring you to trial? Are you in agreement with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll accept the waiver. I'll find it knowing, intelligent, and voluntarily made. Mr. Keown's next court date is December 14th, 2023 at 10 o'clock in the morning. Mr. Keown, we're going to be sending you some documents. Are you still getting your mail on Bethel Street in Olympia, Washington?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we will send the paperwork there. Thank you for joining us, sir. You can log out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Cheney.
I have one more case at 11, Your Honor. That client's appearing via Zoom. With the court's permission, I'll appear with that client via Zoom as well.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Yep, we have 2 folks in the waiting room that I'm going to bring in. I have a Samsung phone and a phone number. I guess we will work maybe to identify who these folks are. So Ms. Landwehr, I found the file for the person who's is listed as a conflict that's not one. I know you reached out to me about Mr. Sorensen. I remember representing him. It's Hillary Wilson. That's not a conflict case. That's just one that for whatever reason continues to be set over to a conflict date. It's the case that Mr. McMullen's representing. Yeah, so I'm just letting you know that there's not a conflict on that matter. You can set it whenever you want in the future. All right, so I brought in a phone number, gentleman with his finger in the air. Can you state your name, please?
It's Cleve Goheen Rengo.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Goheen Rengo. Just wanted to identify you for the record.
Morning.
Good morning. Your attorney, Ms. Gaffney, is present with us here in court. And Ms. Gaffney, how are you asking to proceed on Mr. Goheen Rengo's case?
Your Honor, I spoke with my client and Ms. Carney. We are scheduling this trial for the first Tuesday in February. That's within our speedy trial time, because our aim is today. And then we scheduled the readiness for late January.
Okay, so Mr. Goheen Rengo, you have 2 future court dates, sir. The first is going to be on Thursday, January 25th, 2024 at 10 o'clock in the morning for your readiness hearing. That is a mandatory appearance, sir. So if you fail to appear at that time, a warrant for your arrest could be issued. We also have an in-person court date for Tuesday, February 6th, 2024 at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's an in-person court date for your trial. Do you have any questions, sir, about those court dates?
No, sir.
All right, we're going to be mailing you out some paperwork that has the court dates on them. Are you still getting your mail at the address on East 6th Street in La Center?
Correct.
All right, we'll mail the paperwork there. If there's nothing further, you can log out, Mr. Goheen Rengo.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wheeler. Thanks, Miss Gaffney, and everybody else.
Have a nice Thanksgiving, please.
All right, God bless y'all. You too. I can't figure this thing out.
All right, so I also have a Samsung phone connected. Gentleman wearing a coat in the car. Can you tell me your name, sir?
It's Andrew Craig.
Okay.
Andrew Craig.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Craig. Your attorney, Ms. Gaffney, is coming forward. Looks like we're doing a change of plea, Mr. Craig. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
So it appears that the driving while suspended third degree is being dismissed and you're pleading to an interlock violation. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Have you had plenty of time to talk to your attorney, Ms. Gaffney?
We talked about it. I mean, I need to plead guilty. Do you guys take payment plans? I'm a single dad and I'm really tight on money. That's my only concern. Take that into consideration.
Yeah, there is payment options. Do you need any additional time to talk to Ms. Gaffney?
No, I'd like to just resolve this issue. William, please, bud.
All right, you are Andrew Allen Craig. You are 45. You've completed 12th grade in some college. Is that correct, sir?
That's correct.
You able to read and understand the English language?
Very well.
In entering a plea today, you're giving up the following important rights. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury in the county where the crime is alleged to have been committed, the right to remain silent before and during trial, and the right to refuse to testify against yourself. During question, the witnesses who testify against you, the right at trial to testify, have witnesses testify for you. The witnesses can be made to appear at no expense to you. You're presumed innocent unless the charge is proven beyond a reasonable doubt or you enter a plea of guilty. And you have the right to appeal a finding of guilt after trial. Do you understand those rights, Mr. Craig?
Yes, sir.
You understand that in entering a plea today, you're waiving or giving up those rights.
Yes, sir.
The interlock violation charge is a gross misdemeanor. It's subject to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. There is a pretrial agreement. Do you understand the court does not have to follow anyone's recommendation as to sentence, but can sentence you up to the maximum authorized by law?
Yes, sir.
The court can place you on probation for 2 years, during which time you'd pay cost, fees, and assessments as authorized by law. And if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea can result in immigration or deportation issues. Ms. Gaffney, I'm going to check box L on the plea form. It reads, if the case involves a conviction for operating a vehicle without an interlock device under RCW 462740, then my sentence will run consecutive to any sentences imposed under RCW 462750, 502, or 504, or 5055. Any objection to me marking that box? To the charge of operating a motor vehicle without an interlock device, Mr. Craig, taking place on September 17th, 2019 in the city of Battleground, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Are you making the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone made any threats or promises to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Factual basis states in the city of Battleground, Washington on September 17, 2019, I drove a motor vehicle that was not equipped with an ignition interlock device when a notation on my driving record required the device. Is that a correct statement?
Yes, sir.
We'll accept the plea. I'll find it knowing, intelligent, and voluntarily made after advice of rights and advice of counsel. What's going to happen now, Mr. Craig, is I'm going to hear from the city attorney, Ms. Carmi. I'm then going to hear from your attorney, Ms. Gaffney. You also have the right to address the court prior to sentencing. Go ahead, Ms. Carmi.
Yes, it's our understanding that Mr. Craig, although this case has been pending for quite some time, has taken substantial steps towards compliance with licensing and ignition interlock requirements since the time of this charge. So he currently does appear to be in compliance with those things. Hence the city's recommendation to dismiss DWS 3. We would ask the court to follow the recommendations for the sentence on ignition interlock violation.
Ms. Gaffney.
Yes, Your Honor, yes, the court follow it, the prosecutor did agree to 40 hours of community service because, Mr. Craig lives in Bothell, Washington. And I advise him to get that done within 2 to 3 months before the first review. He earns about $450 gross income weekly. So I'm not sure whether that qualifies under Blazina to waive his fees. He does have a family to support, so he's concerned about the financial obligation.
How many members in your family that you're supporting, Mr. Craig?
Me and my son.
Okay. And do you pay any manner of child support or anything like that?
No, there's no requirement there. I pay for it myself out of pocket.
You're the sole provider for your son?
No, his mother provides as well, but we don't have that kind of agreement. She has him 3-4 days a week. And we take turns with him. We're not fighting over his custody. I provide her with whatever money I can to help out. We have daycare expenses and a lot of things. And I make about $2,000 a month, and it's just been really tight.
All right, I'll follow the recommendation of the parties. Count 1, driving while suspended third degree, is dismissed. I did mark that on the face of the citation. Operating a motor vehicle without an interlock device, count 2, 364 days in jail with 359 days suspended. 5 days to serve, which would be converted to 40 hours of alternative community service. You can do it up in Bothell, Washington. It's $1,000 fine with $900 suspended for a $100 fine to pay. There are some associated costs of a conviction fee, a criminal traffic fee, and a public defender recoupment. Total costs are $695.50. We're going to allow payments of that amount at $50 per month. And the court's going to send you information, Mr. Craig, on how to get that fine paid. You're not to have any criminal violations of law. You're not to drive without a valid license. You're on bench probation for 24 months.
Okay.
Interlock would be required, it sounds like, from the department, but ultimately you're going to have them reach out to you to determine that. We're going to schedule a review date for you, Mr. Craig. That's going to be on the 15th of February, 2024 at 1:30. That is a mandatory court date. And at that point, we're going to be verifying that you've completed your 40 hours of community service. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your court obligations or so forth?
No, sir, but may I appear in that meeting via Zoom?
Yes, you can appear via Zoom. We're going to send you some information at the address on 48th Avenue Southeast in Bothell. Is that where you're getting your mail?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll send the paperwork there. Thank you very much, sir. You are free to go.
Thank you. All right, buddy. Let's go play. Go to the library. Dude.
It's called the Adam Johnson cases.
That's good, you know, my little paperwork's not good today, but thank you to the staff, we were able to survive. Thank you.
Okay, so it looks like we are intending to enter a plea on 3A0468-743. 2A0691-760 is being dismissed.
Correct.
We're entering a plea on 3A0396-611 as well. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Getting a lot of nodded heads, so
Yeah.
that usually means
And
that
then
you
we
go
have a
heading the right
BBS.
direction there.
I could use my voice, yes, and then we'll also globally deal with sentence compliance on one other DWS three.
Okay. Let me just do a little bit of administrative paperwork here. I'm just going to enter a dismissal on the face of the citation for 760. And then it looks like we're going to be reassigning 5 days of work through to be completed before his first review on 2A545330. And so, Mr. Johnson, we're going to schedule that review at the same time we'll be looking at the other cases. That's going to be on February 15th.
Okay.
2024 at 1:30. The work crew chief is here. Same place you checked in for court. I want you to go and talk to him as soon as you get finished and get signed up for your work crew, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so that attends to both of the 2A cases. Let's now deal with the 2 cases that the pleas are being entered on. If you're comfortable with it, Mr. Johnson, because they're the same charge, I'm going to go through the rights forms just one time. When we get to like the factual basis and so forth, we'll enter separate pleas. Are you comfortable doing that, or do you want me to do each one individually?
I'm comfortable with that.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. All right, we'll go through them both together then. That sometimes is more expeditious for us. You are Adam M. Johnson. You are 37. You've gone through high school and completed some college. Is that correct?
Correct.
Able to read and understand the English language?
Yes.
Entering your pleas today, you're giving up some important rights on both cases. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury in the county where the crime is alleged to have been committed. The right to remain silent before and during trial, and the right to refuse to testify against yourself. The right at trial to hear and question the witnesses who testify against you. The right at trial to testify and have witnesses testify for you, and witnesses can be made to appear at no expense to you. You're presumed innocent unless the charge is proven beyond a reasonable doubt or you enter a plea of guilty. And you have the right to appeal a finding of guilt after trial. You understand those rights, sir?
Yes, sir.
You understand that in pleading guilty, you're waiving or giving up those rights on both of the cases.
Yes.
Both charges are what are called simple misdemeanors in the state of Washington. They are subject to 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. I have pretrial agreements on both cases. Do you understand the court does not have to follow anyone's recommendation as to sentence, but can sentence you up to the maximum authorized by law?
Yes.
Court can place you on probation on both cases for up to 2 years, during which time you'd pay cost, fees, and assessments as authorized by law. If you're not a U.S. citizen, pleas of guilty can result in immigration or deportation issues. This is where we're gonna go one at a time now, Mr. Johnson. So the first one, to the charge of driving while suspended in the third degree, taking place on July 12th, 2023 in the city of Battleground, Washington. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Are you making the plea freely and voluntarily, sir?
Yes.
Has anyone made any threats or promises to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Factual basis reads in the city of Battleground, Washington on July 12th, 2023. I drove a motor vehicle. My privilege was suspended in the third degree. Is that a correct statement?
Yes, sir.
All right, I will accept the plea. I'll find it knowing, intelligent, and voluntarily made after advice of rights and advice of counsel. The second factual basis states in the city of Battleground, Washington on July 17th, 2023, to the charge of driving while suspended third degree on that date. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Has anyone made any threats or promises to get you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Factual basis states in the city of Battleground, Washington on June 17th, 2023. I drove a motor vehicle and my privilege was suspended in the third degree. Is that a correct statement?
Yes, sir.
All right, I will accept the plea there. I will find it knowing, intelligent, and voluntarily made after advice of rights and advice of counsel. What's going to happen now, Mr. Johnson, is I'm going to hear briefly from the city attorney, Ms. Carney. I'm then going to hear from your attorney, Ms. Gaffney. And if you choose to speak, you also have the right to address the court. Go ahead, Ms. Carney.
Yes, Your Honor, we'd ask the court to follow the recommendations. It's our hope that Mr. Johnson does subsequently get relicensed. But in the meantime, we are asking for the 6 additional work crew days between the 2 cases. The city's, I think, kind of primary point globally is on the sentence compliance. That was initially 5 days of work crew. We're not asking for any additional sanction for the new law violations, but we are adding a stipulation that those 5 days on the oldest case for sentence compliance be completed at the 3-month review, otherwise converted to jail.
Ms. Gaffney.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Johnson understands it's last chance on the old 5 days. He'll sign up for work crew today. He's here today. His mother drove him. He's not driving. He's trying to get the license. He takes this matter very seriously and he's really, really nice to work with and patient with me. I have said it over several times. I think he'd like to get this behind him and get the work crew done, and I think his family's going to assist him in getting to work crew.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, anything else you'd like to say?
No, sir.
Okay. We'll follow the recommendation of the parties on 3A0398611. It is 90 days with 87 days suspended, 3 days to serve on work crew. What's Mr. Johnson's financial status, Ms. Gaffney?
Sorry, Your Honor, I apologize.
That's
He has
okay.
no income. He does live with his family.
Okay.
You're not working. When did you last?
About a year ago.
Year ago.
Okay. I am going to find that Mr. Johnson is indigent pursuant to Blazina. It'll be a $1,000 fine with all thousands suspended. 3 days on work crew. I'm assuming that this is consecutive to the other
Yes.
work crew obligations. So again, same directive about going to talk to Devin about work crew when you get done today.
Thank you.
I will suspend all financial obligations. Conditions of sentence, no violations, no driving without a valid license, bench probation for 24 months. We're going to schedule that same review date on all of your cases for, again, the 15th of February, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. At that point, again, looking at work crew compliance. It looks like there was a tracking infraction that I was supposed to.
That apparently has been going to collection, the
That-
infraction.
Yeah.
Already deemed committed. I apologize for that. I just noticed that was on our plea form, so add that to the paperwork. Next matter, again, I will follow the recommendation on 3A0468743. 90 days with 87 days suspended, again, 3 days to serve on work crew, again, consecutive to the other work crew sanctions. $1,000 with all thousands suspended pursuant to Blazina finding, no financial cost for Mr. Johnson. Conditions of sentence, no violations of the law, not to drive without a valid license, bench probation for 24 months. Scheduled review to look at work crew compliance on the 15th of February, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. That is, again, Mr. Johnson is a mandatory court date. Mr. Johnson, we're gonna be getting you some paperwork. Again, we're directed you to go sign up for work crew. Once you have your documents and you go sign up for work crew, you are free to go. Thank you, sir. Is Mr. Cheney gonna talk? So he said he was gonna appear on Zoom. Did you know Mr. Weiland was here? All right, Mr. Weiland, come forward, sir. Can I have you state your name and date of birth, please, for the record, sir?
Thomas Weiland, 3/31/1988.
Right, so Mr. Wyman, it looks like I had issued a warrant for you for failing to appear on the 25th of October.
Yeah,
Let me see where we were.
I had like one day of work for you to do and I did the jail time instead.
I'm looking for our most recent form. I'm not seeing it. What do we show on Mr. Willen or Wyland as the outstanding conditions? Have we made any progress on that?
I just got out of jail. I go to North Star for outpatient treatment and stuff. I asked for them to release information to Battleground Court, and I've been trying to get some type of paperwork for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you've probably been in court with me before. I think North Star is a great program through Columbia River Mental Health, but they are a challenged program for paperwork.
Yeah,
So we can ask them to provide paperwork. We
I
can
asked
find
them to.
releases of information. Ultimately, it's going to be your responsibility to get us documentation that shows
Okay.
what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay. So if I set this for a future court date, you're gonna have to bring paperwork with you.
Okay.
Physically have paperwork in your hand.
Okay, okay.
All right, so let's do that. How often do you see the folks at North Star?
I go in once a week for medicated treatment.
And when are you gonna go this week?
Wednesday, next week.
Oh, next Wednesday?
Yeah.
I'm gonna set this out a couple of weeks. And I think what you're gonna let them know is that you need some documentation for court to show that you are complying with your substance use treatment, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna set a review date for you, sir, on the 28th of December.
Okay.
Please make sure you're present that day. It's gonna be at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
And bring your paperwork with you, okay?
Okay.
We'll get you some documents over by the door. Thank you for your patience this morning. Sorry to keep you waiting so long. Ms. Holly, I think you are scheduled for our 1:30 docket today.
Oh, okay,
The
I'm
reason I'm
sorry.
using the words I think is I'm not handling that docket. I have a pro tem this afternoon, so I wasn't prepared to call your case. Unless I'm wrong about that, Ms. Gaffney, and she was scheduled for this morning. She's in the 1:30 group, it looks like. Were you planning on appearing on Carmen Holly today?
Yes, Your Honor, and we
Okay.
should have, received, the updated treatment report. I'm not sure, I gave it to you, Standard, but I'm sure it's made it to the court file, and I emailed it though this morning to Mr. Bud.
Yeah, I do see it.
I think treatment's directed to sending everything before, it is in compliance.
Let me see if I can get into our probation review stuff. Might be looking at Ms. Mendoza's notes, but let me take a look here. Okay, so we have, how's Ms. Holly doing on the work crew?
I'm done.
You finished work crew?
Yes, I did, sir.
All right, let me just dig through the paperwork for that, Carmen. Real quick, okay. Yeah, it looks like we had noted that. Sometimes I'm looking at electronic notes. Yeah, it looks like we're done with that. So I'm gonna move some stuff around here and I'm just gonna, we'll just use Ms. Holly's.
Takes after her mama.
All right, Carmen, I got you in compliance now on those conditions. I'm just gonna review the information from Lifeline here real quick.
Okay.
So are you currently attending your treatment, Carmen? It looks like I have dates all the way through about September, but are you still going?
Yes, I am, sir.
And you moved to like a morning group, it looks like perhaps?
Yes, because the new job that I had, my day off was, I had to move to a morning group.
Okay. How are you liking your new job?
I love it. I work at Rosar's in the bakery.
Oh, right on.
They do have a great bakery. I'd like to put that on the record.
Put that on the record.
Their birthday cakes are pretty good.
Yes, yes, they are.
It's one of those things that I think that you have to know yourself. And I know I could never work in a place like a bakery. There would be way too much sampling and not enough selling of the product. So
It is dangerous.
yeah, you have to know your limitations. All right, Carmen. Well, it sounds like you're doing well. Congratulations on the new job.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Carmen can attest that the bakery is doing quite
Yes.
well as well.
Yes. You'll probably
Uh,
see me there at some point.
I hope I do.
Right on. We're gonna set this over to February 15th, 2024. We're just gonna continue to review compliance. I'm gonna be mailing some paperwork to you. Let me just verify the address real quick. We'll get you on your way. 1284, the PO box in Richfield.
Yes.
All right, we'll send the paperwork there. Get back to work, Carmen.
Thank you.
All right, see you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, so that is ready to print, Madam Clerk, so I just had dropped into our review stuff. Ms. Mendoza is gonna be winging it this afternoon. She hadn't filled any of the stuff out yet, it looks like.
Is it meant, is it?
Yeah, we have JC
So it's
here.
Courtney today.
Yeah, we have JC this afternoon.
Oh.
No, we have JC. She's been scheduled several months ago.
Oh, okay.
I know, I thought it was Mendoza too. And so I went into Jabs to pull her docket and I'm like, there's 0 things and I couldn't figure it out.
Oh,
And then it showed up under Thayer.
got it. Well,
So anyway,
okay, so. Ms. Gaffney, anything on Deborah Cook?
We were just checking whether she's in the waiting room. I'm gonna go email her. She emailed me this morning, her foot in 2 places was broken and a third metatarsal. But I need her here for a waiver, so I was trying to get her to come into Zoom.
Yeah, and she's got pending battleground cases, pending Richfield cases, pending Clark County cases. She's got warrants
yep.
on, oh yeah, she's got warrants in Clark County. She has warrants in this court on the Richfield case.
Mhm.
So,
So that's a separate from my,
yeah,
okay, let me see, and the phone, I can only communicate via email.
all right. So I suppose we'll set that matter over to this afternoon.
Okay.
Ms. Gaffney try to do her work.
Yeah, she has 3 active warrants.
Uh-oh.
Were we expecting Christina Crabtree?
I know, I
Was she
thought
the 11
She
o'clock
was
this
supposed
morning?
to Zoom in, yeah.
She was the 11 a.m. with Mr.
Oh.
Cheney, so I'm willing to wait 1 minute. Just a
Very
minute.
generous.
Well, I am known for both my fairness and my generosity, so widely known. All right, we have an iPhone here. Trying to connect. No connecting to audio. Wonderful. Danielle, can you, oh, it's trying to connect again. Here we go. All right. Just brought in an iPhone 2. If you're just hearing my voice for the first time, can I have you turn your camera on? And that's Ms. Crabtree. Hi, Ms.
Hi.
Crabtree. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. We are waiting to connect Mr. Cheney, who's joining us on Zoom. So as soon as Mr. Cheney's here, we will proceed with your hearing, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Well, tonight Earl's flavor is tuna and frickin' chicken. Well, the can just says tuna and chicken, but it's frickin' chicken. And I just scared Earl right off of his stool.
Right, thank you. So I guess we'll just wait for another minute or 2. So has the baking commenced?
Yeah.
Are we,
I know.
uh-oh,
The recipe.
the preparation.
Should has begun.
Mm,
I
got
did
it.
order from our local farm.
Mhm.
Oh, not turkey. Now I haven't found my free range turkey with like the name Colin yet. But
There's so many variables, like the name,
I would
yeah.
I would go hang out with him every day before we eat.
Got it.
Yeah.
I think that's important. It's established some rapport.
Yes.
Thank you,
But,
John.
but most
Much
things are
love.
ordered or I know what I'm making, but Ryder and I have not started actual baking yet. So maybe Sunday. Maybe Sunday. Yes, yeah. I know. Ugh. Too many sports.
Can I come to your house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing swim and it's every Sunday. In Portland. Half a day with commute, without commute.
We originally, so the boys transitioned to when they're, I think Mr. Cheney.
Oh,
told
there he
us.
is. Okay.
Mr. Cheney, are you with us?
Yes, Your Honor, I think, yes.
Right.
Sorry.
Perfect, no problem. So we do have Ms. Crabtree with us as well. So. Let's
Yeah, I'm
see.
not actually sure what today's hearing is about. I think I may have been just given a notice because maybe I hadn't filed the withdrawal yet or something, so I'm not sure what we're here on.
Let's see.
My
Email went out to everybody.
Yeah, my understanding is that Ms. Crabtree is wanting a travel exception for the EHM company. When it was sent to the court and to myself, I just didn't have enough information to say that that would be a valid travel exemption. So we just set it for hearing to get a little more information about what the request is and the basis for the request.
So to make sure I'm understanding, so we say, is this to allow
fun,
the electronic
Ah.
home monitoring in her
Correct.
county of residence?
No, I believe she wants to come to Battleground from her county of residence.
She wants to go to Beaverton.
Oh,
Every
Beaverton.
other Saturday for child visitation. Her child's father lives here in Battleground. That's kind of halfway. I mean, usually I'm comfortable doing such orders, but since this is for 6 months, I wasn't quite comfortable. And plus in the order, it didn't really state
Yeah,
specifically.
it's not something we discussed at the time of EHM, but Two Watch is needing something, if the court is going to approve it. Two Watch is needing something from the court stating that that's an acceptable reason for leaving the area.
And so Ms. Crabtree, I'll just have you unmute briefly and just ask you a couple of
This is
questions.
Battleground, Washington.
So it sounds to me like from what our clerk has stated, and I do, it makes sense now why I see family law paperwork in the file. The custody exchange, it sounds like always takes place. Is it always on Sundays then, Ms. Crabtree?
Yeah, so I hired a court supervised visitation lady. We are currently going to court for custody. The kid's dad actually just got out of jail and he's in a treatment center. I'm not sure for how long, but for now, I think we have a court hearing set for November 20th for a pretrial, but we're actually gonna have to set it out till I think the beginning of January. And hopefully that will be resolved. But the grandparents aren't willing to drive all the way to Tillamook to let me visit the kids. And they said the furthest that they are willing to go is like Beaverton, which is halfway. And I don't want the kids to not see either one of their parents for a length of time. And so that's what we've been doing before I was on house arrest. For the last like 3 or 4 months, I've been doing like a 3 to 4 hour visit every other Sunday with a professional supervised visitation that I've hired and has been agreed on through Tillamook Court and the attorneys we have.
So you have a set location where you travel in Beaverton every Sunday?
Usually we take them to the park, or if it's raining, we'll take them somewhere that's indoors. It just kind of depends. But if it needs to be a set location, that would be fine. It's just, I usually don't take them to the same exact spot every single time.
No, that's fine. They're children. They're not wanting to go to the same spot every single time. Are the times of day always the same?
Yeah, we usually try to do that just
Washington.
because we're driving and my dad's driving me at the moment. And so he's a log truck driver. So he gets up around 2 a.m. So we usually try to do a visit between like 12 to 3 or 12 to 4, depending on like how long the kids are fine till they get tired and want to go home or, you know.
And do you always stay in the Beaverton area?
Yeah, we usually stay we'll usually go to like one time we took them to McDonald's to have lunch and played in the playground, and then right next door was like a little fun land thing, so we just walked right there. But we usually stay within like a 5-mile radius when we take them somewhere.
And it's always in the greater Beaverton area?
Yeah, it's off of I don't know if you're familiar with the area, but it's usually like right off 185th where there's like the Target and like kind of like right in that area.
Okay. So is this a circumstance where I'm gonna write an order on our release form? Because I have a feeling I know what I want to say, but I'm just trying to figure out how we can best communicate it to Two Watch.
And I have a blank form, so that there's more area to write, if that's what you're needing. But yes, it would be on a review form.
Okay. Yeah, if you have a blank form or the one you want to direct me to, I think we can craft something that will allow, I mean, it makes sense. The kids need to be with one of their parents, and I'm not going to put them at a specific address. We'll figure that out.
Thank you, Your Honor. If I might be excused, on this case.
You don't want to hang out with us?
Well, I do and
Maybe.
can, but
I mean,
perhaps
there's-
I have other things to do. I don't know.
We're gonna draft this order together. No, it's fine. All right. Thank you, Mr. Cheney.
Thank you.
Out with
All right.
you.
I was hoping for like a full size chocolate turkey.
Solid chocolate.
Yeah.
Carve pieces off of it.
Exactly. You can eat it all the way from like Thanksgiving to like Christmas Eve.
No, and put it into the, that would be a good form for that. Make it or.
I'll handwrite it and then
You know how fancy.
we will see how legible my handwriting is and we'll see what we can do. Okay, here we go.
Oh, do you need me?
All right.
Well, I haven't talked to the victim. I told you I can't do it without the victim's consent, though. Yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna have to, because I don't know what to do with him.
What time do you usually leave Tillamook?
It takes about an hour and 15 minutes to about an hour and a half, just because they're doing construction on Highway 6 right now.
So
So
you leave at like 10:30 in the morning, then I'm assuming?
yeah,
And what time do you usually arrive back in Tillamook?
about 5:30, 5:45.
All right, Ms. Crabtree, I'm going to read what I've written and we'll see how this works. It says defendant can travel to Beaverton, Oregon every Sunday, departing at 10:30 a.m. and arriving back in Tillamook, Oregon at 5:45 p.m. Defendant shall remain in the Beaverton, Oregon area when not traveling to and from. Defendant shall not be in establishments that serve alcohol.
Sounds great.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Every other weekend, beginning this weekend or next? I know
Is
it's
it every other weekend or every weekend? Ms. Crabtree?
I usually do every other weekend just because of visits usually cost around $300 to $400 to do.
Okay, I'm gonna write every other Sunday. Thank you, Ms. Landwehr. All right. Defendant can travel to Beaverton, Oregon every other Sunday, departing at 10:30 a.m., arriving back to Tillamook, Oregon at 5:45 p.m. Defendant shall remain in Beaverton, Oregon, and not traveling to and from. Defendant shall not be in establishments that serve alcohol. Okay. All right, Ms. Crabtree, we'll get that information to 2Watch and hopefully gets updated. If you need anything else, please reach out to the municipal court.
starting this Sunday or next Sunday?
Next Sunday would be great.
Okay, thank you.
A lot of
Thank you,
travel
guys.
that day, Ms. Crabtree. Be aware, that's the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
I always find it concerning when the court feels the need to specifically put within a child custody or parenting time order that they can't have the kids in an establishment that serves alcohol. Like, well, I guess there are some restaurants that serve alcohol that are still restaurants. So, I mean, maybe that's what they're referring to, but for crying out loud, this is in Alabama. Ain't nobody got their baby in a bar. And it's a movie reference. Don't hurt me. His channel is Colin, definitely not Cromwell. If you search for that in YouTube, you'll get him. He does a segment called Coolin' with Colin. So yeah, kids can't be in the bars here without their parent or guardian, legal parent or guardian. It's state by state thing. But yeah, when I bartended for a little dive bar. And I remember very often people would bring their young children in and they would order, a beer with a tomato juice so that they could pour the tomato juice into the beer. And then they would just tell their kids it was tomato juice. And yeah, the kids didn't like tomato juice, so they didn't have to worry about the kid trying to drink it or asking for some. but and if they did, then they could have some out of the can, but I don't know. It always bothered me when people brought their kids in and had their kids, playing around the bar while they sat and got drunk. And then, back then, it's not like I could have taken their keys from them or anything like that. Nowadays, you can. But 20 years ago, or a little more-ish, yeah, you'd have been picked up and thrown out of your own bar if you took somebody's keys away. It was just the, hard campaigns of not to drink and drive were just kind of starting, people were just kind of starting to listen. Now people are a lot better about it, I think, or maybe I'm just naive, but I think people I don't think people drink and drive as much as they used to, but I might be wrong. I just might be wrong.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
allow yourself some time. Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Yep. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. So they got their new winter basketball schedule.
Yes.
And we had some wins in that they both.
Here in Wisconsin, there are several towns that have not only designated drivers, which are just your friends that, don't drink and go party with you, but there's a thing in Baraboo, and I'm trying to think of the name of it, but it's a large van or short bus that goes around and picks people up for free and gives them rides home from the bars for free. And they're a funded program, but it's a really amazing, and I wish, I'm struggling. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but I can't. I cannot think of the name of it, but it's a really wonderful program. And, or you can ride them from one bar to another too. But, the whole purpose of them is to get people home safe, whether that's safe from predator type people or safe from them consuming alcohol and, it not being safe for them to drive. So, but they're an amazing, amazing group that do that.
Made it in the same color team. So there's a red team and a black team, and the black team is the higher level team and the red team is the lower level team. So last year I had one son on the red team, one son on the black team, and the tournaments alternate every other weekend. So we were doing tournaments every weekend. This year, both boys made the higher level team. So we're at least doing it all the same weekend. So we have tournaments every other weekend.
Well, that's cool.
They are ecstatic in that they have a tournament in Seaside, which is kind of like, okay, we're going to Seaside. They're going to Las Vegas. I thought of you. President's Day weekend.
I'm where to stay and where not to stay.
Yeah, so we're
That's
going to be there
cool.
President's Day weekend, and they are over the moon. So excited.
This judge loves
We'll be
red
there in
carpet story
February.
time too.
Yeah. New, cold. Yeah. Until about May, it's quite cold there. Yeah. Well, the thing that I'm concerned about is it's like a team thing where everyone's going to go the same place and stay together. And so that's what I'm worried about.
She got stuck into that.
Oh, I know.
Don't do that.
Love you, Paula.
But they're going to want to be
Keeping it
with their
nice.
friends. They're going to want to be with their teammates. They're not going to want to be.
Well, guess what, guys? guess what? That was the end of it. Every time I mess with my camera to show the cat on top of the bookshelf, then I always try to mess with it back into place, and I never get it quite right. And because the way the screen angles when I'm reading comments, it just makes it look like I'm, got my head tilted down and you can't see me. But yeah, it is almost 3 a.m. Yeah. And I've been live for 3 hours and 40 minutes. So I think it is time for me to get some sleep. Plus, there's also the thing where I am out of clips for the night. I've got some more partially edited, but that was the last edited one that I had. And I was really surprised we made it through that one. That was a like 2 hour and something clip that we just sat through in one courtroom. Oh yeah, I know. That's me. That's the life I lead. I come on here and I just sit here and I do nothing. Nothing at all. Oh, I love you guys. I love you so much. And Philip Heels and Robert, thank you both for coming out and spending time with me. I love you both. Now you said I didn't say hello, so I wasn't going to take the risk you didn't hear me saying bye. Becky D, my sweetie. And Shane. And Mama Jamma. Oh, I think Iris said that it's 8 p.m. Central. Let me look, though, please. Philip, you stop. Stop that right now. Let me see here. So I know it's in the, okay. Maybe you should put it in general. Oh, I'm tired. Philip was posting the lyrics to every song in the general chat today in Discord. He's trying to ruin it. We call those spoilers, Philip. Okay, so it is 1300 AEDST. Okay, yep. It is today at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. There is an invite. I am going to post the invite in the chat real quick. There. Now everybody has it. Okay. So, oh my gosh, Sandra, I can't believe you stayed awake through that whole thing too. Because you're on the same time as me. I am so grateful that you came out. And you got to see your baby too. He's been such a wonderful addition to the family. Seriously, love that boy. Billy O.T., that's my heart. That is my chunky boy heart. But Earl, he's my daughter's clone in cat form, for real. And she even, when she came home tonight from the Empty Bowls event, she was playing with Earl on the floor, and she was pointing out even more things about him that are very unique to him, but are similar to her. And it was so genuinely sweet and wholesome. And she just, she loves him. She spoils him rotten. Yeah, he got a good forever home. Yep. Oh, Patrick B., my favorite song is Why Can't the English Teach Their Children How to Speak? That's from the My Fair Lady movie that we're watching. It's a musical, and it is my favorite movie of all time. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yes. Yes. Thank you for coming, Sandra, and thank you for giving me Earl. Oh, she is Stinky and Tootie and upstairs on that bed because Earl has settled down for the night for now and taken this bed. Earl takes the dog's bed all the time. Yep. All the time. Earl has this thing for taking the giant dog bed. Sometimes he'll cuddle with the dog, but he's really a grandma's boy. He likes to stay right by me. If Billy's not by me, Earl is. And sometimes it's both of them, but he's really grandma's boy. I did the wheel and I made a bowl. The art teacher said I did very well. My bowl is a bit wabi-sabi. It has one side that's just slightly taller than the other sides. It's cute, but it's not fired yet. Tonight was just pottery wheel. So now it has to go into the kiln. Oh, and it was so funny. My daughter, so she said, she gave me this ball of clay and, I'm sitting at the pottery wheel and she says, now you take it and you throw it really hard, right exactly in the center of the wheel. And I said, okay. So Philip, stop it right now. So I took the ball and I threw it really hard. I missed the center of the wheel, but I flattened the ball. And my daughter was like, not that hard. I'm like, you told me really hard. She's like, most people, hold it about this high and then, lightly toss it when I tell them really hard. They don't spike it onto the tray. And I'm like, I did what I was told. So then she's taking it and she's going around telling, the like 5 other volunteer girls, my mom just threw this and flattened it. But then, so then they took turns, forming it back into a ball with no air bubbles. And then I did the plop in the middle, and I got it more in the middle that time. But then when I tried doing it, because you gotta spin it and cup it at like 45 degrees and make like a pyramid and flatten the top out, right? So I'm doing that process of it, and you gotta spin it until it no longer makes your hands move side to side. That's when you've got it, centered and rounded, to be able to start forming the bowl. So anyways, it kept being wiggly back and forth. And, you know, and my daughter's like, well, has it stopped making your hands move? And I'm like, no. And I mean, they're visibly going like this as she's asking me. Well, come to find out, the tray was not on the spinning wheel properly. It was upside down and it was warped. So it was a double whammy to it. So it had come off. It's got like a nub on each side. And then the tray has, you know, a hole, and then you set it on the nub and it's flush. But the one side had completely come out of the nub, and then like the tray rotated just slightly. And so as I was spinning it, it wasn't centered. And so neither was my clay ball. But it was a fun time. It really, really was. And so December 1st or 2nd, they're going to do the glazing part of the event. So then I get to go back and I get to paint it and I get to make it paw firm themed. And I told the teacher, because she's like, are you going to be able to make it back for glazing? And I said, well, if I can't, this bowl has to have an animal paw, a paw print. It has to. And so the teacher said she would make absolutely certain that it would if I couldn't make it. Yeah. Yep. She is almost 18. Like literally almost. 3 months. Her birthday is in 3 months. It's crazy to think that. And then college. Right away. She wants to go right away. I'll get my house back. I'll be able to stream. I'll be able to stream a little earlier in the evening for all my US friends. I still plan on doing my night streams, having it maybe overlap a little bit, maybe not staying up until 3 a.m. every night or later. Because by the time I get done with the stream, then I don't get to bed right away. No, because I've got to take the dog out and, you know, take my meds, get my meds for tomorrow ready, settle in. Yeah, pretty soon I'll have to add putting my CPAP on to the list of shit that I got to do before I can go to sleep, because I've got a sleep study test coming up. I won't be able to go live that night. So, but yeah. All right, guys. I am going to go to bed. I love you all very, very much. Don't ever forget that. You guys are my family. You're my friends. You are exactly what I needed. And I love you.